Hello, everybody. How is it going today? We are, was it 2 weeks in a row or just one? But we're back to normal streaming time. Even though next week is possibly going to be a Saturday stream again. Schedules are not consistent. How is everybody doing today? Let's see. We got Nikolai, Galahound19, Dempsey, who is also in the voice chat with me, along with Nerd Comics Inc. There was a small last-minute change to the titling of this stream, but we're all here. Benjamin Neal, how's it going? Ark, I see you. Who else? Matthew, Inkman Studios, Thunderbirds Fans 103. I think this is probably the most the chat has been crazy before we even start the stream.
Yep.
It's a good sign.
Yeah.
Yep, very much is.
So, how are you two doing today?
Yeah, not too bad.
Doing fairly well.
That's good. Also, I remember, if anybody remembers last week when I said I was trying something different by using a royalty-free Spotify playlist to kind of fill up some of the dead space. Yeah, I got in trouble for that. Got a few copyright claims, unfortunately. So now what we're doing is we're now using audio from the YouTube audio library, and we'll see if that works.
Hopefully it should. Unless YouTube decides to sue you, who knows?
Well, that's
that's a 50-50 on that one.
That's
sometimes it's beautifully fine, sometimes it's a little bit finicky depending on the artist, but you should be fine.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, because a few weeks ago in our artist chat, I was talking to Nerd about the, no, not Nerd, I'm sorry, Knight, about the YouTube audio library, but when I went into my studio to grab songs, it wasn't there, because they replaced it, or they're in the process of, like, fading it out or whatever, with YouTube Creator Music or something, which is kind of like an iTunes situation where you have to now buy songs.
Yes and no, because some of it is AI voices of the artist that the artist is subscribed to do the music. Ooh. So they get a commission cut from it. Their voices are used and they're used on this YouTube music thing as well. So it's a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit of a, what's the best word? It's a grey area of how that works at the moment for a lot of creators to understand it.
Yeah. Luckily, if anyone else is struggling with that, if you go to the very bottom of that YouTube creator page, there's a small link at the bottom that says return to YouTube audio library. So I found that, and now we're working off the audio library instead of whatever that is. So hopefully we don't get in trouble for that.
Or you can just do what I do, where you don't get demonetized if you don't get paid.
That's true.
Or do what I do and just have a license with one where my entire channel's whitelisted for anything on their music.
Which one do you use again, Dempsey? What service?
I use upbeat.io. It's upbeat.io. And it's something like £7 a month, but you can whitelist free channels.
Okay.
Put your YouTube channel into link to it. That way you don't have to put the little credits that you do when you download the music. I just download whatever songs feel appropriate. All my the emotional music from like the Arrival Unspoken and all of the kind of like sound effects and stuff I use all come from there.
Okay. I have Envato, which is good, but like I mentioned in the last one, I don't think it extends to live broadcast, so got in a little bit of trouble. When I say trouble, I don't mean like legal trouble or anything. Just I'm talking about like I got copyrighted claimed when I thought I shouldn't be, but those were not part of the agreement when I used them in the live streams.
Yeah, with Upbeat, if I end up with a copyright claim at any point for it, it's usually a case of something's gone up with my channel, and it's kind of like I either have to unlist it or relist it, or I just say I've got an Upbeat Premium account, I've got the music from there, and within about 10-20 minutes they just revoke it, and I've just got to wait for it to just take the claim off. I've only had about 3 instances so far in the last 2 years with it.
Well, that's not bad. I know, like, Envato will do that. Like, it's tricky with Envato. Sometimes it's right away. Sometimes it's nothing happens for the full 30 days, which is a bit annoying. Also, I realized I was talking about music. Everybody put a 1 in the chat if you can hear the music, because there's a strong possibility I might have forgotten to turn the music channel on OBS. Or something.
I've got your stream muted, but let me check.
Cool, thank you. Oh, already getting a bunch of 1s, so that's good.
Yeah, there's music.
Cool.
A lot of ones.
Is the music level good, or should I turn it up and or down?
I think it's good. From
Okay.
what I heard on the bit that I was on, but guys in chat, is it a good balance? Also, Galahounds asked, how's the community redraw coming along? Prompt you gave out was a little bit bigger this time.
Yeah, I honestly forgot. I thought there was a redraw coming tomorrow for a second. So small panic. No, the redraw is going good. Galahound, if I'm correct, yours might be the only submission I've received so far. I haven't seen anything in the Discord, and I don't think I've gotten any emails for it. But then again, it's only been a week, so I've seen people talking about being excited for it, so that's good. But so far, I don't think I've gotten anything other than yours yet.
For people like me who haven't actually watched it yet, what's the prompt for the next one?
So the prompt for, I guess it would be July, is design 1 hero, 1 villain, and then I take 1 of each from people and fuse them. So I'll take 1 person's hero and fuse it with another person's villain.
Oh yeah, I saw people in your Discord talking about that, and some of them were, well, one person dropped in this spinning wheel thing of different, I don't know what to call it, different words.
Yeah.
And people were using that to generate their villains. It was really cool.
Yeah. Honestly, I might want to use that for a video. All right. Now comes the hard part, is I have to figure out how to do the burn run phrase face.
Set it to something like a linear layer, drop the opacity down, and then just whatever color you go should pick up really like pinkish. You can do the same skin color over or a little bit redder.
Yeah. I have some like texture brushes that I'm gonna see if they work. It might require multiple layers actually.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Just finished another night. Eventually I'll work on my redraw sub. And lore-wise for my hero, it's honestly going great. Awesome, that's great to hear, Ven.
Yeah, I cheated. I did a pop cross on mine. I pushed it back to August for the next one.
Oh, that's all good.
But I did do some that was suggested in my last live stream. I'm getting people to come up with offspring of the channel characters.
I did see that.
Oh no. You've summoned the shippers.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens on that one. I mean, I don't know if any of them will ever become like a part of the story, but I thought it'd be quite fun to see what combinations people come up with.
Yeah.
So that's why I gave it a little bit longer, because it's not quite as easy as, oh, just design a superhero summon. It's like design the offspring of a character. It could be 2 of the narrators or 3, you know, it could be combinations. It could be some weird backstory.
Yeah. I could be wrong. Were we talking about that before you put the prompt in?
Yeah, I only put the prompt in the video like this week, but it was mentioned they were trying to come up with characters and maybe doing them in my live stream last Monday. So it's kind of just come off of the back of that live stream.
Okay. Because I was going to say it sounded familiar, and I was looking at my ever-growing list of video suggestions or video topics that I think of, and I actually came across that. I don't know if I wrote it down as a redraw prompt, but it said like narrator characters or something.
Yeah, I think it was mentioned on one of your streams as well when I jumped onto it about doing something like that, and then it was mentioned in my stream, and I was like, this has been mentioned a few times now, so I'm just going to see what happens.
It's a really cool idea.
It'd be quite interesting.
I really like that. I think one of my favorite Popcross redraws, I can't remember, I could actually be making something up completely, but didn't he do something where, like, to turn the narrators into different kinds of beast?
I think you're talking about he made narrators as folklore monsters for one of them.
That was it.
Yeah.
It was like Redemption of the Rare Jaguar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Future stream idea, Tari and Uzi fusion. I recognize one of those names, Inkman Studios. I'm not sure who Tari is from or what Tari is from. Does that ring a bell for either of you?
Not off the top of my head, but I expect it'll be like, he'll say, oh, from this series, and I'll be like, oh, I know exactly who that is.
Yeah, I'm betting on that, but right off the top of my head, not ringing a bell. KyngPin, tell me what to draw.
A Panini monster.
Yep, that's it.
Just thinking, I've got Panini in my head from Enter the Paniniverse.
Yeah.
Because the podcast's theme is like, draw a multiverse variant of one of his narrators, and I'm like, oh, should I enter that or not? I'm trying to think of what other ones I could do, and it's like, constantly I can't do Paniniverse. That's been done.
Oh, is that the next redraw prompt?
That's his next redraw prompt for August, July,
cool.
August, is to draw a multiversal variant of one of his characters. Narrated.
Cool. I haven't gotten to the videos yet, so I didn't know about that one. That sounds cool.
Yeah, I nearly did the same thing. I was thinking, yeah, that sounds good. And then I remembered we were talking about the Offspring. I'm like, no, actually, that sounds quite fun as well.
Yeah, definitely. Nerd, what about you? How are your redraws going?
Well, currently I'm working on my one for this month. It was supposed to come out Friday, but unfortunately it's 4th of July here, and constant fireworks have made it kind of hard to voice record.
Mm-hmm. I went to a friend's house for 4th of July. Their neighbor set off fireworks for an hour and a half.
Wow.
I don't even know how you can
Also-
afford that many.
Also, arc. A panini is a sandwich that's pressed between two pieces of metal to flatten it, and it's really good. To answer your question there, Arc.
Yeah.
Arc was asking what a panini it was.
Yeah. It's
Ven says, sorry, just quickly. Ven says Tari is from Meta Runners, an older series made by Glitch Productions.
okay. I do recognize Meta Runners. I have not seen it yet, though.
But yeah, going back to how my redraw's doing, it should come out on Monday. I just have some last vocal recordings to do, but other than that, it's all pretty much done.
Sweet. Can't wait to see it.
Oh, also, Ven, I love your fan art you did that were in the sticker style on my Discord.
Yes, I
know
did see
KyngPin's
those.
seen them. I saw them. I know you did them about a week ago. I saw them early and I was like, oh my god, these are amazing.
Those turned out really good. They remind me, I don't know if this is right. I'm gonna do a quick look at them because I might be pulling stuff out of nowhere. I was gonna say they remind me kind of the Monster Prom style, but I don't think that's right. I think I'm thinking Mario Party, actually. Like the newest one where they have those little sticker emotes.
Oh yeah.
That's what it's reminding me of, and it's so cute.
Yeah, it's almost like a chibi, but not quite a chibi style, which is really cool. And I've been wanting to try and understand how to draw that style for a while, like the simpler versions, but I can never get my head around it.
Same.
I always go too complicated. But yeah.
Yeah, it's like the same for me. Like, it's very hard to like simplify things down for me, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't understand how to add detail to something. So I'm like firmly stuck in the middle.
Hey, Knight of Arcane's here.
Yo, what up, Knight? How's it going?
Let's check him in the chat, and then we've got the whole group by Popcross.
Quick, somebody tag Popcross.
Yeah, Popcross, where are you? Have you gotten out of the water yet from that last, belly flop of a flip? I saw his Instagram.
Yeah.
Story post is like, water trampolines aren't quite the same as normal trampolines. Sounded like it hurt.
Yeah. Water trampolines are rough. KyngPin Creations, character suggestion, Jellyman from your D&D episode. Alright. Actually, we didn't roll yet, did we?
Nope.
No, not yet.
Alright,
You went straight into finishing Mr. Kruger.
Yeah, I realized we left it off last episode mid-thing, and we just never spun. So, oh, wait, I should probably turn it on. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I'm currently refining my line art skills.
Yeah. Alright, F1. Oh my gosh, we're gonna finish a row.
Hey, bingo.
That's assuming we finish it today.
Yeah.
I would really hope it doesn't take me another 2.5 hours to finish shading Freddy Krueger.
Well, you know, all those burns and scars, depending how detailed you're going to go, it'll take you a month.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Freddy Krueger just winds up being the most detailed piece out of this entire thing. Hey, when do you think Dempsey J would get back to his steampunk series? I designed his narrator and everything.
We have had the steampunk narrator design too. I was looking back at the when I was taking the Connor narrator out for references. We had Dino Steelclaw, and then we had the steampunk one, and we had a few other ones, which was quite cool. In terms of getting back to a steampunk one, it won't be this month. I'm fully stacked this month with part 2 of the redraw. Some are coming out for the week after, or 2 weeks after that, after this week's redraw part 2. And then, yeah, so this month's completely covered. Maybe August, if not September, potentially. I do want to go back to Steampunk 1, but also I've got so many things that I've promised to do beforehand.
Yeah.
There's never enough time, is there?
Never.
No.
I did see one question before. I believe it was from Nikolai. It was about the next voice actor fusion. Because it wasn't my intention, but people have noticed that they have been coming out monthly. So I guess that'll be one of the videos I'll be doing this month.
Yeah, if you got a regular series, then that's not too bad.
Yeah.
I guess it's trying to balance those series out, because I know there's some that I want to get back into that I've not done in a while, because I've done more narrator-based stories, which are quite good, like the Depths of Despair with Verenvold's Past and some of the other ones, and some more original stories. But I think I need to go back into some of the previous, just taking something and maybe venomizing it or doing something with it that's not with the narrators every once in a while.
Right.
Just because that's where it all started from, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's kind of tying that in and building that up as well. So yeah.
I've got, so bit of a spoiler. Next week or tomorrow is another narrator heavy series. I think one everybody from this stream, not specifically, but from the streams in general will enjoy.
Yep, I think I very much know what this one is.
Mm-hmm. Really excited about this one. And then next week I'm kind of taking a small air quotes break from like the heavy interconnected story ones, just to explore new topics. Whew.
Yeah, this month I'm doing the complete opposite of what you're doing. It's mostly just character story, pretty somewhat back to back.
That's
a
good.
lot of major plot event coming up.
Yeah, I still need to spend a little bit of time planning mine out, like where some of the stories are going. So I want to expand the stories, but I don't want to expand them too much yet without having a final end goal in mind.
Right, very fair.
Yeah. SCPs as predators. Got my new note. SCP predators. See no more. My goodness, autocorrect. Hey, Apple Flavors, how you doing?
Apple Flavors, you did the God of Torture submission, didn't you? Because I just said Apple because the name changed in the Discord and I could not remember if it was you or not. So I just went with the easy brackets Apple. But I think I'm right, and that was your submission to my last redraw. Or at least the one that I picked in the last video. I think it is. I hope it is.
Characters.
If not, I apologize. Just getting the person completely wrong. Oh yeah, it was you. Awesome. I did think it was.
I'll be honest, I almost forgot I should be looking for character suggestions.
Yeah,
Yes,
we're getting a few in there.
I've been writing them down as this chat's been going.
Oh, sweet, thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, SCP-96.
Yeah.
Monkey D. Luffy, Avenging Neil O.C., Joy, Surge the Tenrec, Starscream, V in human form, Quibbly from Wings of Fire, Jeff the Killer, and Jellyman, of course.
Right.
Are the ones I've saw so far.
Awesome. If you want to send those in the Discord, just so I can reference them.
Yep.
Awesome, thank you.
I like Night of Arcane's plan for the next month. See what happens and comes out. Just plan? What's that? We'll just see what I do.
That's fair.
And then we've got something down. So we've got a question down the bottom. Demps KyngPin Nerd Night. When you gonna a DC Smash Brothers Fusion series based on Popcore Studios Mortal Kombat duology videos? I don't think we've got any plans for anything along those lines.
That being said, I very much would do that episode, but only to combine Joker with Joker.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I do like it as an idea, because the Marvel, I believe it was Marvel Combat, that Top Cross did was really cool.
Yeah, that was quite cool.
Adding a small bit of texture.
Flavors. Oh, I didn't notice too much. So we got KyngPin Demps and Nerd as commentary. Yeah, we got We got 3 out of 5 in here. We've got over half of the group.
Yep.
And we also have
Or
Knight
half.
in the chat too.
Yeah, so technically we've got more than... We've got like 80% of the group.
Benjamin Neal asks, Nerd, didn't you do a Marvel Smash Bros. Fusion video? Yes, I did do that.
Nice.
So many goats. What's with the, wait, why are there goats?
Just because Nikolai decided there's goats.
Cool. I'm okay with that.
And you invited 2 of them to do this live stream with you, so...
Yeah. I was going to invite Knight as well, but I'm pretty sure they're usually working during this time, so...
Yeah, Ben's giving me a question. Is the Foodverse going to be your counterpart of the Panini-verse, or will you pull a food fantasy and make... is it... Ginkers of food? I'm not saying what my plans are for it, but it's not intended to be a counterpart for the Panini-verse. However, now I'm tempted to make it a counterpart for the Panini-verse. Ark, have a look at how Panini was spelled in Ven's comment that I've just read out, and just take off verse at the end, and that's how you spell it. If I say it out loud. Ven's got it underneath, yeah. Ven's got the spelling underneath, so there you go.
Also, Night of Arcane's leaving, so...
Yeah.
See you later, Night.
Yeah, thanks for joining. I think we're done with Kruger here.
Well, until the next time you have a nightmare.
Yeah. Are you eventually going to do what Popcross is doing and start your own original series? Sneaker Raptor Squad, are you referring more to like the Vigilance, right, rather than Multiverse Tales?
Yeah, I think it's Vigilance and Mytholethal on that one.
That too,
kind
yeah.
of original story.
I do have ideas for an original story. It takes a lot of planning to do something like that. And if I'm gonna do it, I want to do it right. I don't want to really like rush into it and just be like, I have no idea where this is going. Let me just see what happens as we go along. So every now and then I've been like working on it, thinking of like, okay, here could be the characters, this could be the potential theme / storyline, stuff like that. I don't know fully if it would be similar to how Popcross is doing it with the air quotes anthology series. I kind of wanted it to be like a comic, but there's a lot of work that requires before I can even start like drawing it. So yes, I do have an idea for a series like that. I just don't know, or I'm currently in the planning phases, and I'm not sure what medium it'll be in if I do start doing it.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who's in the middle of something like that. I think we all have our own like stories that we think, oh yeah, that would be a cool idea. And as you say, we've got character design, we've got the story, we've got the plot, we've got the twist, we've got how you want it to develop. I tried writing a manga years back based on a story I told my eldest to put him to sleep for over half an hour. So I've got like, at least I've got 8 chapters of a manga I can start a story with. But that's a completely different format to what we do the stories on the channel currently. So.
Yeah.
I have something like 2 different graphic novels I'm working on, but obviously doing multiple drawings takes far too long. So it's probably not even released till like next year or something.
Yeah.
That'd be quite cool though.
definitely. Because I'm really inspired, like, by Lackadaisy, like that whole thing. So I would love to do something webcomic-esque, maybe.
Yeah, I read a lot of comics online on Manhua Plus. It used to be TAAD.com, TAADD. But then I moved to Manhua Plus, and I read so many on there. I always read the martial arts style ones, or the popular ones on there. Cultivation, and then building it up, and like rebirth, like the Iseki rebirth ones and stuff. So when I come to think of it, I'm like, I want to do something like that. At the same time, it's like, how do I pick what I want to do on that, or the format and stuff? Because they're all similar, but they're all different.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, because a lot of them are... Because, like, I know Webtoons is very, like, mobile, air quotes, heavy. And so, like, the format of it is very different from, like, how you would read, like, a physical comic or manga. So that, too, if you are doing a comic, depending on where you're going to put it, that's going to affect the layout of it.
Yeah, because if you do a traditional like manga style comic, you've got multiples of 4, or any top comic, you've got multiples of 4 pages, so it's got to be 16 to 24, including the front and back cover. Whereas if it's like a webtoon, it's just one massive bit that scrolls down. You've got to pick what point in the story or the drawings you cut off for that chapter to say, there we go, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, exactly. I used to have a panini maker. I miss it. Paninis are good. I can't remember the last time I've had one.
A minute, guys.
Yep. I'm sorry for your loss. I think that's
R.I.P.
referred.
to the panini maker.
Yeah. I've been thinking about adapting our world building project to a graphic novel once we got the story and all the characters set. Thing is, I might have made the designs too complex. I mean, that's the thing, like, I know if I was gonna do a graphic novel, I definitely wouldn't be using my style. Nope, that's not it. I wouldn't be using the style I do for the videos. I've been experimenting with other, like, more, not unique, I guess simpler styles would be the correct way to say it.
Yeah, I've noticed this as well. When you're doing a video, you really only have to draw a character once. When you're doing like a graphic novel, you have to draw the same character over and over and over and over. So making them simpler can often help with that process.
Yeah, because like another, what's it called? Graphic novel, which I believe started as a webtoon. I could be wrong. Nimona, like those character designs are in the graphic novel are super simplified, even though I don't think that's a word. But then you'll look at like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and that manga is completely detailed. So you could really go any way with it. It's just really like what you prefer, and like I think like your time frame too would be part of it. Apologies. I realized I accidentally messed up the formatting of this little character chart I have here, so I'm just fixing that. Making sure we got all the character suggestions that are here. Got Benjamin, got that one, 96. Sorry, 96. Jeff the Killer. That's an interesting one.
Ooh, that's a deep cut. Takes me way back.
Yeah, that one used to scare me. All right, I will give, let's say, 2 more minutes to, if anyone has any last-minute character suggestions, and then we shall vote, and then we can get into the next drawing. I'll definitely simplify everything, though. Dempsey, Nerd, and KyngPin, do y'all have a Benny Sharp in y'all's universe because of the collabs? Nerd, I believe you... I assume they mean Benny Sharp more so in the fourth wall breaking sense.
Yeah, in that case, yes, I do have one. Dino Dude is very much like my Benny Sharp equivalent, both in like the fourth wall breaking sense and also being a fan favorite character sense.
Yeah. Fourth wall breaking, I don't have any yet. If I even decide to go forward with it, because I don't know how I would tackle it in terms of air quotes meta character. Fan favorites, that's I don't know. Fan favorite characters, I know people really like 50 and 51, I believe. Professor Marcus Plague is up there. I think after tomorrow, everybody's gonna have a fan favorite.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Mm-hmm. I know, it's definitely my favorite. Yeah, maybe 51 could work for a fourth wall character. That does seem true. And I definitely think that would be a good balance with 50. But would that be too close to Benny and Champagne, though?
And one is more of a mentor-mentee relationship, while the other is definitely not that.
That's true. Yeah.
Also, here's an interesting question. Who would win in a fight, Diamond Dude or Benny Sharp? I hope that was asked by Sneaky Raptor Squad.
Ooh.
I have to think about that. I think it depends if Dino Dude is allowed to have Yoshi. Because if Dino Dude has Yoshi on his side, then he wins, obviously. Benny's suits have a bit of a tendency to get hacked, and Yoshi is pretty much an excellent hacker, so that kind of ends it there. But if he doesn't get Yoshi, it's a bit more even.
Right, okay. That is
Yoshi
a good point.
is this like robotic lizard assistant that Dino Dude has, and mostly uses him for hacking purposes. So it kind of depends on that.
Okay. That's a tough one. I feel like if it was like pre-Multiverse Tales Benny, the more sketchy one, it'd probably be like not one-sided, but like he would resort to more dirtier tactics. But I don't know. That is a tough question.
That is a very tough question.
What about if Benny uses one of his mechs that has sound-based attacks?
Oh, that's a dirty move. That's very much a dirty move on your part. Sure. First off, Benjamin Neil, screw you. Seconds. And for those who don't get the context, Dino Dude is autistic, which means he has sensitivities to sound, specifically. So yeah, very dirty move on Benny's part. There, first off.
Yeah.
But also, it depends what type of meltdown Dino Dude has. Because one time he had a meltdown and accidentally ended up taking down an army of xenomorphs. So that might actually not work in Benny's favor. And that kind of depends on the day.
Oh, that's true. Just going through the chat, making sure we didn't miss any other character suggestions. And I almost did. Ready, from that one. That'll be a really interesting one to draw. Ask Popcross for some tips on how to start an original series so you can get yours underway. That's not a bad idea. I know we've talked in our chat about like the process of creating like where to start, more so with that. So that would be cool. That would be a good discussion. What if cartoon characters had their own custom devil fruits? That is a video suggestion. Cartoons with devil fruits. KyngPin, have you heard about School for Little Vampires? I don't believe so. Nerd, do you know what that is?
No, I do not. I was kind of distracted by Ven's most recent comic, Epic Rap Battles of History, ADHD versus Autism. I would pay to see that.
That would be very interesting. Yeah, Ark.
Yeah, no, I've not heard of.
Yeah, I am not familiar with it. Create your own house on the Outlands OC live stream, please. Oh, that deadline's coming up soon, isn't it? Because I remember they had a fan art competition. July 29th. Okay, so we might have we might be doing a special live stream soon. An extra live stream to do stuff like that. Because that would be cool. I would love to enter that contest. Thank you, Nikolai, for reminding me of that. All right. Now, time to vote for F1. F1. Sad character. Apologies, everyone. Just setting up the poll.
So apparently, School for Little Vampires is an animated comedy series from 2006, based on a children's book. Just Googled it while we were talking.
Cool. Yeah, I don't think I'm not familiar with that, even though that's the time I would have been around to watch it. All right, here we go. Poll is going up. 6 minutes on the clock. And we shall wait.
Interesting poll.
Yeah. It's going to be very interesting for a crying character. Difficult choices. Create your own Borderlands character. Could be an interesting redraw.
Yeah, they got a film coming out for that soon as well. So
I was just going to say.
Thinking about that.
Borderlands OC. Recreations? Question mark. Dempsey, we had a question for you.
Okay.
Because before somebody posed the question, Dino Dude versus Benny Sharp, and then Tuff chimed in with Aaron Fold versus Heath Hurricane. Who would win?
Aaron Fold. Heath Hurricane's a powerhouse, but Aaron Fold takes out all these mythical, legendary beasts and colossal titans and stuff with just him and battling them. I would think it'll either be a draw or Aaron Fold would just win, just because Heath will probably get bored. I reckon Aaron Fold will still be there going, come on lad, let's finish this off. And Heath will be like, nah, you're good, I'm going back to the gym.
Dempsey, didn't you do a video with Made in Abyss?
Yep, I did one where I put the narrators in the big Made in Abyss abyss pot, like the whole tunnel system, and got them having to go to the bottom layer at some point, but they were facing things that were kind of like their counterparts to fight. They were all planned onto different levels in it, and they had to find the way all the way down to the bottom to meet up.
Oh, cool. Because somebody just, who was it? Somebody just
Ben, maybe?
Ben? Ven, yeah. Turn your narrator's OCs into, I'm gonna butcher that word, Narahate? Narahate? From Made in the Abyss. Made in Abyss.
Where's that one? Let's see.
It's a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 little text up.
Oh. Narrate, I would have said.
Okay. Yep, I definitely got it wrong. I apologize.
Well, here's another one. Aaronfold versus Psychoparadelict.
That's the weird TV-headed one, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yes.
I'm not sure Aaronfold would win against that one. Not on his own. I think it'd be a close battle, but I don't think on his own he could win. Being an Archon, I mean, I've got to go on the power levels between them. Kind of like practically a god versus a beast slayer. Not a god slayer, a beast slayer. I got to be true to the nature of their skills.
Now, Psychoparadelic is one of the ones still standing, right?
I think so. Was that the one that got killed on the Death of Benny Sharp?
No, the superhero one was killed on Death of Benny Sharp. Psychoparadelic is still around.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that was the one that had the whole video with Fear herself.
The one that just psychologies you to death.
That one.
Well, that's boring. Basically, it talks you to death. Got it.
We also have Mara versus Demonica for you, Dempsey.
That'd be a tie. Unless Demonica's been to the Isle of Witch and Songs and had a power-up beforehand. Because that's her power-up for her blood essence now in my storyline. The mind singing monsters, demons from their power-up, and she's like... That's why she was so OP against the kaiju creature from Depths of Despair, a Godslayer Awakens.
Gotcha.
I can't remember my titles now. This is like confusing.
Yeah. I had a list in the beginning of this channel of like all my characters and stuff. I have not since updated it in a little while, but I definitely have to go back and find a different method of keeping track of story events, personality, stuff like that. I'm still yet to check out Notion. I know you keep talking about it, and I'm always like, yeah, I got to get around to that one time.
Yeah, I've used that to create a narrator base, as I call it, which is a narrator database, so I can access key information at any time. The height of the characters, the hair color, key identifying features and stuff, and core concepts or core information. So a paragraph about them, like Aaronfold or something, about any of the new narrators that I come into, where I want them to be. I've got this like little text block that just says who they are, what relationship they've got to it, and what's the general gist of what I want the character to be in case I forget later on. And then I've got bits set up that I've got to fill out for Duck Scare.
Yeah.
The Duck Scare strikes again.
I like the way I went duck scare. You went yeah, and then the stream caught up, and I just saw you just do your arms going. God damn it!
But here's the I got a notification, and so my phone turned on, and I saw the timer. It's like 30 seconds left. I'm like, all right, I got this. I'm prepared. And then
you weren't.
All right, let's end this poll. Duck scare. Duck scare. Duck scare got KyngPin once again. If it's to death, then no, Dino ain't gonna win. Oh, that's from the previous question. Aaron Fold versus Duck Scare. Duck Scare, not even close. Duck Scare wins.
No, Duck Scare wouldn't win against Aaronfold. A Turtle Scare would win, but Duck Scare, no. In fact, that's the only fear of anything I've got one of the narrators to ever have. The others, well, other than Nexum and Benny Sharp, but I don't class that's a real fear. That's trauma. That's not a fear.
Right.
He's getting over that slowly.
KyngPin has the fear of a Duck Scare always watching you.
Wait, that's a real fear, isn't it?
I technically know it was from a Far Side comic, but no one actually knows that information. So yes, it's a real fear.
Ah, gotcha.
I'm going to show my lack of knowledge. Who is Jellyman?
Okay, so about a month or two ago, I was going on vacation, and I didn't have enough time to do a full video with 3 drawings and whatnot. So the week before I was going to play D&D for the first time with my friend. So I made a character. I'm like, I'm an artist. Let me design a character. And so then I turned that into a video. So while technically not a narrator, one of my characters has finally made it onto the chart.
Yeah,
finally,
character. It's only taking you, 20 characters? 30 characters?
Something
50
like
characters?
that.
How many have we got on the sheet?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Number 19.
Wow. 19 out of 25. Or, no, 30.
Yeah. Alright, I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know how I'm going to do this.
Let's see how we can make Jelly cry.
Little bloblets of jelly coming out of it. Think Cloudy Enchants and Meatballs where he makes that big jelly castle place.
Oh my goodness, I forgot about that. How do I get a reference of this? I don't have it easily accessible.
I think Benny Sharp would win against Duck Scare because he'd have a comment from his mother. Like my ma always says, and it'll be something to do with a Duck Scare and he'll win.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so there's no power. Everyone's like Duck Scare versus this, Duck Scare versus that. But there's no determined power set for Duck Scare is just kind of like a concept at the moment. And so in my opinion, it's just very hard to determine who would win when we don't know anything about Duck Scare.
Well, in that case, Duck Scare always wins. I don't exactly know how you can kill an abstract concept.
Touché.
You stop talking about it. How'd you kill it? Stop talking about it. Then people forget it exists.
Oh, no, we got a few questions for you.
Yep.
What is your graphic novel called from then? And do you still have your graphic novel? Do you still have your graphic novel on Amazon from Tough?
Okay, yes. So a few years ago, I published a few graphic novels. Most of them have characters that people who watch my channel will be very familiar with, as this was their first appearance. Hence, they are also available on Amazon. KyngPin. The first one was called Imagination Team, and the second one was called Imagination Team 2, Imagination Team in Quarantine, because it was one I made during the whole Great Cough of 2020 thing to show what superheroes would do in quarantine. And then I made another one called Pixel Quest. Then I think they're all still on there. I am truthfully a bit hesitant to send people back there, as my art has very much evolved since then, as has my storytelling. I'm actually working on a sort of remastered version currently.
Oh, nice.
That should release eventually. Yeah, they are
I
still
love that
on there.
time scale. That's a good time scale. It'll release
It
in
will
eventually.
release eventually.
Which translates when I'm happy with it, but I'm a perfectionist, so I can't tell you a time scale on it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Don't worry, I got the exact same problem when I try to do stuff. I think it's the curse of being a creative, whether it's an artist or a story writer or anyone like that. We all have we want to release it, yeah, and then we do it, and we get to a point, and it's good to release, and we're like, I'm not happy with this. I think maybe I should change this, or I should do this, or I should do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Curse
Right.
of being a former gifted kid.
Yeah, we're our own harshest critics.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Arc, vaguely I remember it, very vaguely. Yeah, Monday stream, in case you guys didn't know, turned into kind of like a reminiscence of old TV programs and shows and stuff from our childhood. We had so much listed on there, it was unbelievable.
KyngPin.
Ironically though, a lot of the suggestions weren't in my childhood, they were in my teenager, early adult years, because of the age gaps. It's like, oh my god, yes I remember that show, but that's not mine.
I'm trying to
I
figure
guess-
out how teeth move when frowning. They don't, right?
They don't.
It's the mouth that moves to have like the quivering lip more than anything else. So you don't. So if it's got teeth, the teeth would still be in the same position behind it. But in the cartoons, to emphasize it, they followed the direction of the frown. So for this basis, you could have them follow the direction of the frown to show it.
Yeah.
But generally, they don't. In real life, they don't shift.
Yeah.
If anything, they might just become over, like an overbite of one or the other
Right. Yeah.
behind the scenes, but that'd be it.
'Cause I'm like, this guy, Jellyman doesn't have any lips. I don't know how I'm gonna draw a frown.
Just draw the jelly cubes flying off of the tears, and then just draw like a frowny mouth.
Yeah.
Just do his mouth as normal; it will look really weird.
So, KyngPin, have you played Resident Evil on boss level? We have not yet, but I was thinking about that today because the Game Grumps just finished their playthrough of Resident Evil 8. So I thought that would be cool to explore because I'm not big on horror games, but that one looked like a really cool game.
Which one's 8?
8 is the, I want to say, newest one. It's Village. That was the one with Lady Dimitrescu.
Is that the one where you're stuck in the house at the start, going through it? Or
No, I think that's
7?
I think that one was 7.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything for 8 then. I have 7 somewhere. I'd never really played it far enough on that one. I used to prefer the early ones, like 5 and 6, and that we actually had that classic Resident Evil walk around type thing.
Right, the fixed camera.
Yeah, but with the other ones, they want to make it super immersive, which is great, but at the same time, it kind of like it killed us. It added an extra scary element to it. I jump scared left, right, and center on the opening bits of that on 7, but it didn't have enough to keep me enticed with like the other Resident Evil games.
Gotcha.
Fast Bear says, have you heard that in some Japanese schools they are implementing one-piece classes? Wow.
Are you being serious? Because that's ridiculous.
Do they need to hunt for One Piece's treasure? The actual One Piece. Do they hunt for Golden Roger's treasure? And do they get to dress up as characters from it? Because that's just like an immersive fan club. I'm not surprised it is like that over there. But at the same time, I'm like, wow. I mean, they do go to the extreme of the culture over there for anything they've got as a fan fiction or a fan group.
Right. Oh, I forgot. Jellyman technically doesn't have line art.
That's easy enough to sort.
Yeah.
Just turn the line up to be a slightly darker shade of the jelly color at the end.
Exactly. KyngPin. Have you played any games made by Zed Technician on boss level? If we have, I don't think I would have known. That is not a name I recognize. Passive Harp, Pumpkin. Yeah, I'm not familiar with who this is. It doesn't look like, based on the itch.io page, it doesn't look like we've played any, but I think it'd be cool checking out. Yeah, gotta write that down somewhere. Thank you for that.
Ben's got a question for you.
The Heavy's the Crown one?
Yeah.
So, short answer, yes. Long answer, most of the Crown crew is boss level. So me, Tara, and Nate do boss level, and we still are aware of Crown. The co-host to the show, the person who played Nicole, I'm still in contact with her. She's just has a lot going on that makes meeting kind of hard. And unfortunately, her part in terms of music making is what we need at the moment. So until we can get that, it's on a bit of a hiatus. Albeit a very long hiatus, but hopefully one that can be lifted soon.
So, long answer, the Crown is really heavy.
Mm-hmm. Very heavy. Zach _ technician. Tech.
I've got a question for both of you.
Sure.
Have you ever considered doing case studies and then, to push your art from other artist styles that you like, and then maybe doing a video on on your channel to say, this is the artist, this is my case study based on this, and where you've drawn something similar or based off it, and then just do the comparison and then what you've learned?
Not a case study, but I have thought about experimenting with other style. Like one I really wanted to do, either live stream or regular video, would be specifically the Monster Prom style, the art style, because I really like that game, and also it has the cell shading. It has cell shading in it, which is something I've been kind of working with more so recently. But a case study could be a cool idea.
Yeah, I haven't considered doing that consciously, but I do sort of not copy, borrow from other people's art styles subconsciously, learn from them, and take certain things from them. Like my new fur rendering style is pretty much lifted straight from what Popcross has been doing recently.
Yeah, so's mine. I've been trying to get that hair fur style from that and a combination of anime hair for the characters. So like the shine from the anime hair, where you do the highlights, but at the same time, that kind of outer render style of the shadows going lighter in the middle from Popcross's. So I've had mixed results on it, but yeah, I know what you mean by taking certain bits of styles from one or two and then seeing what you come up with. I'm only asking because I'm currently doing, for my last community post, I'm currently working on, not exactly a case study, but experimenting with pushing a style or two that I've seen, seeing if I can replicate it and learn from it to push my current style. Even if I use some of it just fractionally in what I do on the videos on the channel.
Right. Yeah, I did see that community post. It sounds very interesting.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of artists. So you've got the one you lost is a good artist. I'll put some of these in the Discord later for everybody. And there's another artist that I've come across. Who is it? What's their name? Let me just find it quickly because I was watching them earlier. I do think I subscribed to them, but it's a case of obviously YouTube decides whether the homepage loads it up or not for one of them.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, come on. You gave me nothing but them earlier.
Nerd, this
let's have a look.
might be similar to your horror characters as supervillain, but horror movie characters as Suicide Squad.
That one is interesting. I don't know if I'd do it because, like you said, it's very similar to the series I already have. I mean, Suicide Squad designs are a bit more, for lack of a better term, grungy. They're not as flashy as like actual superhero designs, but all in all, I think it might be a bit too similar. That being said, I might consider fusing them with Suicide Squad characters. Or something like that would be fun.
Nice. I was either going to say that, or you could like make it not so much like a spin-off, but like an addition to the supervillain series, like supervillains, but specifically Suicide Squad this time.
Yeah, I could do something like that as well.
Yeah, so that other artist, I'm going to butcher the name. It's Alright, let me give me a second to say this because it's definitely a probably Japanese name. Kianoki Illust Making Channel, but they basically do a different style. I think it's a grisaille painting method where you do bits of the line art, you do bits of the shading, and then you build it up from there and get your values right, and then you over the top you do like a gradient map and then your colors, and then you work on your lighting at the end. So it's a completely different style I'm looking at, but it's yeah, I spotted them today and I'm like, oh, I want to give that a try.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
I feel he needs a touch more orange in the top of that gradient.
Jellyman?
Or on another layer, like, yeah, Jellyman, on your overlay. Just feel he needs, like, on your layer, I just think he needs, like, one more layer above, like, an overlay, just a touch of orange on that jelly fella.
Alright, I'll give it a shot.
It's one of those things where it's, like, personal preference, but I was just thinking, yeah, maybe it just needs a little bit of for the lighting highlight.
Right.
But that's just my own personal preference. It's got nothing to do with anything else.
Alright. Orange, you said? Oh, too far.
Yeah, a small bit of orange on there, just to... like an orange... just on the skin gradient, just sort of like the pink. The like purpley pink to orange, or just a overlay layer, a little just hint of an orange colour on the soft brush. Maybe just fade it down a little bit. It's just to give that little like light on the top of the jelly effect.
Yeah. Something like this to line up with the light.
I mean, you could make it whatever color you want, to be honest, because, you know, it could go into a different light to everybody else.
True. I don't know. I do like that, though. Maybe a little... Maybe I'll hide it a little more, but...
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, because it is, in effect, like, color... Not quite color fairy, but it is color fairy.
Yeah, exactly. Lots of characters to write down. Now this is going to be an interesting one because it's very different from the usual steps I've been doing, so I'm not too sure when we'll be spinning for the next one, but probably soon. Surge the...
If you want KyngPin, I already have been writing down literally all of these, so if you want to, just send them to you.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Yep.
Nerd's super organized this stream.
Well, that makes one of us, because I sure am not.
Ark, the answer to that is never enough time to draw anything. But your question is, how much time do we have time to draw?
How much time do I have?
I think he's asking how much left of the stream does he have to draw so that he can get his thing on the Discord.
In that case, 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, hour 45, I believe, if my math is correct. So you have time, so I wouldn't worry. We're about less than half. Yeah, we're not even halfway through the stream yet. Somehow. Wow, that's really weird.
Ben goes, crack ship on Dempsey's end. Nexum and Dino. I used to think they had something, thanks to Popcross, because of Benny and McGregor. Because the characters are similar, aren't they? One does dinosaurs, and one does dinosaurs, and one does mechs and mechs. So, yeah. That's it. Popcross is just dictating my character relationships now. You've never drawn a sandwich? Just Google panini and then just draw whatever monster you make out of it as a sandwich.
This is indeed probably the most interesting character I've drawn on this chart.
It's probably the easiest character as well.
Yes and no. In terms of detail, yes. The rendering is going to be very interesting.
Oh yeah, if it's a simple character, it always takes like 10 times longer to do. For whatever reason, they're never as simple as they look. That being said, I'm on my like 5th pass at doing line art on this artwork I'm working on, just for personal learning.
Nerd, I saw a question for you. Oh, do you like Roblox?
I don't really play a lot of video games in general, but not a lot of mobile games. That being said, a lot of the Roblox characters designs, like the Rainbow Friends and such, are really cool.
Yeah.
Actually, right before the stream, I just finished drawing Cyan as a shark, like a hammerhead shark.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roblox has come a very long way since I last played it. It's really interesting to see. Ivan X Dr. Plague. Oh my goodness.
This is looking quite cool.
Thank you.
Creepy, but cool.
Yeah. I'll be completely honest. I totally forgot who Ivan was for a second.
I think you need...
Go ahead.
Sorry, just interrupting. I think you need to leave that emoji underneath the character. That like see-through thing of like a human structure on it looks really cool.
I think actually no matter what it's going to be, because since I'm leaving the chart up and because Jellyman is somewhat transparent, this is how it's going to look in the final. There is going to be a thing. There is going to be the human structure underneath it.
That's going to look really cool then.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
I might see if I can lower the opacity on it a little bit, like see if how well the content aware filter works, and then drop that opacity so it's covering a little, but we'll see once this is all done.
Yeah, I've got to say I've gotten rid of Photoshop now. I don't know what I'm replacing it with. I'm trying Curator, but I don't know if that's anywhere near as good, or if I'm going to have to fork out some money for a one-off payment for Affinity Designer.
Oh, I've heard of that one.
Yeah, they got a sale on at the moment. It's only about 40 quid instead of 80, but so it's a 50% off deal. But I can't get it yet. But yeah, because I use the work computer instead of a personal computer to do my like thumbnails and video editing, I can't risk having a program on there that openly takes files that you do or put in there and push up.
Right.
That work uses Photoshop. I don't know what they're going to do about it, but I can't do it as part of my proactive GDPR and all that lot that I've got to do.
Right.
Gotta be you know, the security and stuff. Got to do it right.
That's true.
Unfortunately.
You did bring up a good point. I totally forgot I use Photoshop for work, so that's going to make it even more difficult for me.
Well, it depends on thingy, because you know you could check with work about it if they're happy to use it with what's going on with daily, because they might just say until the verdict's been done, we'll just do it as normal.
True.
Which I expect my workplace is going to do, to be honest.
Yeah. I'll have to.
But I'd rather be safe than sorry and just remove it and cancel all subscriptions for now and just wait.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I don't know how well this is going to work. Usually Photoshop's good about this, but there's a lot.
It won't be today. You're live. It won't be. It's stream tax.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a big deal if it doesn't work. I'm just... Because usually the content aware filter is pretty good, but since there's so much... Oh, I can't even... Oh, that's right. Rasterize. Since there's so many of these things going on, I stand corrected. It did it perfectly.
That's cool, though.
And then we'll drop that down to like a 50%, so it's that way. So this is, yeah, that way it's still there, just not as prevalent. Perfect. Also, considering how much I'm going to be doing with the shading, I don't even know if you're going to be able to see it through all of it.
5 minutes later. Oh yeah, you can see it.
Nerd, I've got a question. Do you have a marine biologist character that narrates your horror movie Sharks? From Benjamin Neal.
Yeah. No, I do not have a marine biologist. I have this like David Attenborough style, like National Geographic host thing.
I'm only laughing. Sorry, I was going to say I'm only...
I know you can go ahead.
I was going to say I'm only laughing because David Attenborough was the basis I used for Dino Dinosaur as well.
Yeah. But his quirk is that he thinks like all these he's sort of like Vestar Turbonex, where he thinks all these like vicious animals, blood sport, are just very adorable. And also I made him Scottish for some reason. It's like, oh lads, look at it. It's about to bite the thing's head off. How adorable is that, Daddy? Yeah, it's narrated for that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the rendering first, and then I'll figure out how to do the tiers later. I don't know how to spell his last name without messing it up, so I'm just gonna call him Ivan. Oh, yeah, Ivan's last name. I don't know how to spell it. Ivan's last name is. Oh, wrong brush. Ivan Acclu. I believe I spelled it Acclu. So it looks like that. Ivanacclu would be Ivan's full name.
See you later, Sneaky Raptor Squad.
Oh, thanks for joining. Hope you have a good day. What just happened? All right, then there's a flamethrower to get. Wait, what? Why are we talking about flamethrowers?
Yeah,
someone tried to ship a colony of spiders to Ven's house.
Ah.
Oh.
And obviously the solution to that is arson.
Mm-hmm. I don't like spiders.
Yeah, can't blame him.
Seems fair.
I mean, I'd make him into my army to go back to the sender and just terrify them, but that's me personally.
Good strategy, I think.
I like to think outside the box. This is the most time I've ever spent on any line art. I'm on 3 hours plus at the moment.
You're close, Ven. Just drop the E in the last name and you're good. Actually, I should double check my spelling before I let people know how it's spelled. Do your channel, playlist, Venom, VO Fusions, clothing, redraws, Venom, demons. Yes. IVAN space ACCLU. Oh, also we're on the rendering stage, so maybe we should roll for the next one. And again, I don't know how long rendering will take. Yep, that's it, Ven. Also, if you're unsure, there's a playlist on the channel that spells it out.
You missed a good pun there, KyngPin.
What?
When they spell it, you could have said Ivan a clue.
Ah, you're right.
Sorry, I just thought of it after the effect, but I just thought, as you saying, drop the E, you got it right, and I was thinking about it, I was thinking, you've missed a brilliant pun there.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, character suggestion, duck scare.
I just saw that one. But how would I draw a character that doesn't have a canonical design?
Just draw a silhouette of a duck and then the word above it.
Well, I will write it down anyway. Just because I want to make sure we get all the character suggestions. And then if we don't get to vote this time, we can start off the next stream voting. Jellyman looks so sad.
See, that's the face you make when you spend an entire D&D campaign punching paper.
No, that's what you do when you roll a d20 and you get a 1 on whatever skill you need. That's his face then. You're gonna be killing me.
I don't remember what I rolled that led to that. All I know is Jellyman had a 1 when it came to intelligence.
Well, that explains the look on his face. It's like, why? Why would you do this to me?
And it's weird too, because I had this, like, when I was making the character, I had this whole character motivation and stuff planned out. I was just kind of really like exploring the character. I forget what the website was called, but it was like the D&D character creator website.
D&D Beyond?
Yeah, that was
it.
it.
You've got character creators you created, because that's where I created my wood elf years back before lockdown.
Yeah. And then when we went into the actual thing, and I'm just like, well, none of this backstory came into play. But I did punch a pile of paper, so I guess something interesting happened.
Yeah, people always go into D&D thinking they're gonna play Lord of the Rings. It always turns into Monty Python Quest of the Holy Grail.
Yep. I mean, we went and we looked down a well on our first adventure. We came to this place, we looked down a well, and the creature nearly wiped us all out. And we're like, this was the low-level creature? What are we gonna do now?
Yikes.
It's like, oh great. And then we found something, and there was like going to the basement, and there's something that scared us away. Then we're going to go back down the basement, and it's like, yeah, we've got to the basement, we've got nothing else we can do. And at the same time, we're like, we're going to die. Fortunately, we ran out of time and we haven't played it since. I would really love to continue that again, but it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
We had no hope.
D&D is fun. I want to do it sometime again. I know there was a suggestion, I believe it was Ark, who suggested doing a Discord D&D thing. So I gotta work with my friends on trying to set that up, maybe. Character suggestion, Beast Reaper from You're Truly the Apple. I'll send images if I didn't send them already. All right, cool. Beast Reaper.
Ark says, KyngPin, duck animatronic as duck scare.
Is that a video suggestion, or is that a character suggestion for this?
Probably for this, because you said there's no actual structure for duck scare at the moment, so animatronic would probably... Isn't that just Chica without the birthday cake?
Possibly. I think so. It'd be like the FNAF 2 Chica or something. I feel like I've done too many little shapes here. I feel like I should try connecting some of them.
Top tip. Yeah, I know you've done all these little shapes, but if you want to make bits look like they're a bit softer, just do a very, very light erase on them in the center to add light back in.
Yeah.
Same as in your highlights. It's so simple, but I always forget to do it until recently.
So, like, just on, like, the more toward the middle, the fainter it is?
Yeah, so you drop your brush down quite small, because obviously this is quite small. Knock it down to about 30-40% opacity on the eraser, and then on a soft brush, and then just lightly click in some of the dark areas or some of the edges to where it's lighter, just to blend them out a little bit and stuff, or just to make them a bit softer depending where you want to. Like on the darker side, if you added it in the middle of the, almost where the collarbone would be, on that big dark shadow over the right side.
Yeah.
Just a one little eraser bit would add a bit of light to it, and it would give more, give a kind of like almost like a reflective light effect without having any reflective lights.
Yeah.
Something I did in the last redraw video, which made it blend really nicely, and I was like, why didn't I think of this before? I know this technique, I know these, I don't use them.
I've come across that a few times. Just like, you know, like how something is supposed to be done, and then you just kind of forget to do it.
Yep.
Actually, this one directional shadow on the shadow side really made a huge difference. Alright, now I have to actually shade the eyes and the... FNAF Chica is too weird. Why did Scott make her so weird? Yeah.
But you remember her, so that's probably why.
That's true. I mean, the design... Yeah, you're right. The designs might be weird, but they work because they've become iconic.
Yes, like, why did they do that design? Well, they didn't. Why would you be asking why?
That's true. Unfortunately, it can go both ways. Like, you could be like, wow, that's a really bad character design, and I remember it because it's so bad.
Yeah,
so
people are talking about it, so it can't be that bad.
That's true.
No such thing as bad publicity.
Yeah.
That's fair. Imagine the crazy artists' characters were in the style of glam rock.
Glam rock Nixon. Glam rock Ehrenfold would be hilarious.
Once I have like a more established narrators, I want to do things like that with them, like genre swapping, what we were talking about earlier, with the Were Jaguar stuff like that. Because I always love like alternate versions of characters. Dempsey, I remember all FNAF characters, even the Matt Springtrap child. Oh no. Why'd you have to bring that one up?
I don't know half of them, to be honest, but I will trust you on that.
In one of the books, there was it wasn't explicitly stated, but it was like pretty clear that it was stand-in for MatPat.
Yeah.
And I forget exactly what happened, but I think the character wound up like, air quotes, giving birth to an animatronic or something like that.
Oh.
It was really... Yeah, it was really weird.
Yeah, that's not traumatizing at all, is it? Nope.
It's definitely something. A little more berry. Did I only... Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I thought I only did, the orange gradient on one of the layers, but I did both. Alright, how are we gonna do... I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try to draw the water suspended within the jelly. Though I don't know how well this is gonna work.
I would have gone with chunks of jelly for the tears, but let's see what you're gonna do.
Oh, chunks of jelly. That's true. So, like, okay, I think I understand. I think I see what you're saying. So it would be like, let's expand this a little bit so I can, so there's a noticeable difference, and then like. I honestly forget how this it's not flowing tears, is it? It's more... Yeah, it's more pools of tears. Okay. So this could work. Okay, I see where this is going. I like it. I like it. Yeah. Cool. I know this sounds messed up.
Oh no, I've read the comment. Just ignore it. Just ignore it.
Always good to preview comments before you read them out loud.
Yep.
I think everyone in chat's having the same reaction.
Yep.
I like Ben. Why Arc Sona in particular? Sorry, why Arcane Sona in particular?
Yeah.
The vibe's off now. So, back to reality. What part... A question for you guys. Are there any parts of anatomy you find extremely hard to draw?
I mean, the obvious answer is hands.
Yep, I've got that one too. They look so messed up on this picture, but I'm sticking with them.
I will say an area I struggle in is definitely head proportion to the rest of the body. There have been like I've gotten comments several times just like, hey, looks really good. Head's a bit too big though. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm trying to work on. Like, it always seems right in the moment, and then I finish it, I'm like, something's wrong here. So that would be my answer, for sure.
Probably feet, hands, those types of limbs. And then also, whenever I try to draw, like, realistic style eyes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that and hair. Getting that either natural flow in the hair or just once you've drawn a hairstyle you like, getting it to look like hair. Yeah.
Yes.
I find them like, oh my god, difficult.
That's true. I've gotten better at varying up hairstyles and stuff, but it's still trying to get that flow in is definitely a challenge.
Yeah, this is why I'm case studying a lot of anime stuff, because hair is going to be a big factor in it to make it look just right. It's simple, but I don't know, it's hard to explain to get it to look just right, even though it's so simple.
Right.
Take the time to do the line out all over again. I'm never going to get past this stage. Every time I think I'm getting past it for this style, I spot something else from the original reference. I'm like, oh, I've got to change that now.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to adjust the colors a little bit because I feel like you can't really see the tears from a distance.
Select around the tier and use the is it the color, like the hue saturation on that, command U, and then just hit colorize and just change it to be like a blue tint or something, or whatever tint you want.
Oh yeah, that could work too.
Although I have to say, 1, 2, 3. You only got about 10 left to do.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 more.
Oh, we're almost done.
Yeah,
we're almost done.
Only 6 more. Yeah. 6 more live streams.
Assuming you can keep 2 a live stream.
That's true. Anatomy-wise, it's probably just any part of women. Parentheses, that sounded weird. Just because I usually draw more masculine designs. I will agree with you there, Apple Flavors. The differences in not even just between men and women, just the differences in body types in general is something that I'm just like, I could get a little better at this.
Yeah, I think for me, it's the poses in that regard. It's not exactly the body types, it's understanding how the pose works with the frame of the body of the character you've got. So, if it's quite a slim character, you can have quite a more flexible, dynamic pose. But if it's a larger character, you've got to scale that arc of movement back a bit to account for the frame of the body, because otherwise it can't actually physically work and it'll look wrong, because if they're more of a chunkier character, there's obviously more flesh in the way of the bend in motion that they've got to whether it'll actually show right or not, if that makes sense.
Right. That's true. Look like it's kind of seeping out. All right, not too bad.
Nope, looks good.
Yeah. All right. And I've totally forgot to spin for the next motion in that time. Whoopsies.
I mean, typically you do the spinning when you finish the line work, but this time there wasn't really any line work, so.
Yeah. KyngPin. For me, it's harder to draw male characters and draw heels. Ooh, heels too. Yeah. The foot area is definitely I would say a neutral foot pose, just kind of like standing, is okay. But overall, if it's like, I don't know how to describe it, but if the toe is like partially on the ground, like the toes are touching the ground but the heels are in the air, that's a difficult one for me to draw. Also, wait. Oh, okay. KyngPin, F4 is still on the wheel. Yeah, it is. How did that happen?
Magic.
Possibly.
That was going to be the giveaway surprise, but since you spotted it, we've had to cancel the giveaway now. It's going to be on the last one of these. Spot what's left on the wheel. By the way, don't hold me to that. It wasn't, just in case anybody takes me seriously.
Yeah.
Well, you can take me seriously, but KyngPin's got to follow through on it, so, you know, he might not be too impressed with me. I might not be invited to any more streams if I keep this up.
Unfortunately, I have nothing to give away. Alright, so the next character we've got is C5. Oh my gosh, we're going to finish another one.
Oh. I should have sounded that surprised.
Going to remove F4 from... So, since...
B4 next. We need B4 next.
Yeah.
Then we've got a column, a row, and a diagonal.
Oh, you're right. Okay, I think because Adam started the last stream, I forgot to remove it at the end of the one before that. I don't know. Very interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, the wheel is now currently up to date. We have about a little over an hour left in the stream, so we'll start the next character. We'll see how much we got to go.
Oh, by the way, KyngPin, people in the chat are starting to bring this up, and I do remember this. Wasn't C5 supposed to be saved for drawing yourself?
Ah.
Yeah, you had a note saying save for whatever.
I did. It's right here. I'll leave this up to chat then. Now, since we have wait. Popcross, Dempsey, Nerd, Knight, me. Okay, so now that we have at least one original character for each of the 5 of us, do we want to still keep C5 as me, or do we want to reroll for a different emotion?
Change it to B4, keep C5 for you, and then we can still have another completed row.
To B4 or A3?
So playing
B4 or A3?
Then we B4, then we can have the diagonal going down.
Right, okay. Actually, wait.
And then... No, you yourself... Okay, guys, so put a 1 in chat if we should keep it as KyngPin.
Actually, Ven brings up a good point. I could just start a poll.
Yeah, that's that too.
Yeah.
Also, it's hard. We can't actually do a diagonal because there's not an even number of rows and columns. So if we do the diagonal down, it goes F1, E2, D3, C4, B5, and then A would just be left out.
Okay, then it needs to be C4. God, an explosive character for that one.
That is actually a very explosive emotion. I wonder if they did that on purpose.
Probably. I'd like to think so.
C4, we just throw in a bomb from Mario.
Oh, yes.
Don't worry, I've got this.
Or Bomberman. Bomberman would be a really good one. It'll be... So we've got Bomb, Bomberman, or Bakugo.
Or maybe a creeper from Minecraft.
That's just Bakugo straight up, isn't it? Just do Bakugo with the big gauntlets going.
Yeah.
Power crazed.
That's the wrong brush.
Oh, we're just going to make a big bomb. Got it. Quickest ever one, even faster than Jelly Man. Just that, a little skull on the front, and then... Ba, ba, ba.
And then these guys.
Just got to give him little shoes and a wind-up thing on the side.
Yep, little feetsies.
Yep, so much emotion in that one image.
Yeah. And nostalgia as well from the original Mario movie.
Yeah.
Oof, yeah.
I'm getting... It's not this one, it was the King, I believe. But this is giving me flashbacks to, what was it, Super Mario 64? Super Mario 64 DS, I think it was called? Yeah. The Babam boss gave me so much trouble as a child.
Ugh.
Yeah, the Babam King. Oh, hey, Austin GG Ranger, how's it going? King, I think you should make a vote. Okay, we have a vote. Yeah. Good catch on that one, nerd, because I would have totally just blew past all of those. KyngPin just blew up the stream. That's good to hear. Don't forget Bakugo's explosions, either that or something else. Or something else that is very out of character. The out of character ones are fun, I will admit that.
Yep. Blushing Dresden is still forever will be a meme of this channel.
Yep. Even better that we all know Popcross has seen it.
Yeah, that just makes it funny.
Yeah. Actually, wait, I do have to add C5 back into the wheel. Oops. I accidentally spun it again. Don't. I can't make this up.
E3.
It landed on C5 again.
What?
Very helpful.
Nice.
I feel like this is a sign.
Yeah, keep it for you.
I think so. All right. Well, how long has it been? We got 15 votes, 4 minutes into the poll. I'll give it one more minute, but the answer seems obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't keep it for you.
Dempsey, I meant to ask you.
Yeah.
The little emojis, like your characters you have on your streams, the little emotes, I guess they're called. I don't know exactly. Can you make those for everyone, or is it you have to reserve those for members?
They are for members only, which means you need to be monetized to get the membership perk ability.
Right.
And the number that you can do depends on the amount of members you've got. So there's two things you've got. One is the emotes for memberships, which is like the narrators I've got at the end of people's names on my stream. And those are for different months, like 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 4 month, up to 24 months. So you can do up to 24 images if you want, or you can have as many as you need to, and then it would just, whatever the last one is, say you did up to 6 months, you did 6 of them, 6 months or more, you'd have that last icon. And then for actually in the chat, as long as you've got memberships and you've uploaded them as emojis, members can drop them into the chat because they're supposed to be perks to encourage people to be members on your channel.
Got it. Okay. I guess I'll probably have to set that up at some point. Because I do have it.
Yeah.
I just haven't set up the membership program yet because I don't know what I would do for it.
When did you get that then?
Oh, I got it a little bit ago. I don't know, a couple of months. I forget exactly when, but it was like a month or two ago. I hit the 3,000, and now I'm just waiting on that 4,000.
Oh, maybe they've changed the criteria for when you can get that then.
Maybe because I've got
it's part of the light package to have members, and then that's why it's available.
Okay, yeah.
That makes sense.
Because the 3,000 gets me the linking an external store, memberships, and supers.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. All right, 7 minutes on the poll. I didn't set a timer, but the final thing is, should we keep C5 as KyngPin? Everybody says yes. In that case, we take C5 off of the wheel because we'll just land on it again, and we'll spin again for the next emotion. Oopsies.
So we'll be doing C5 sometime in 2025.
You're assuming he's going to remember to do it, and it's not just going to be the emoji character at the end on the last stream, and he's just going to say bye, that's it for the streams, and just forget about it. It's going to just be that one little non-character expression. It's like, I don't want to draw myself. Ta-da!
That would be really, really funny. There's a lot. I'm just looking over this chart. I'm noticing there are a lot of crying emotions. We've got the Jellyman one. We've got D2. We've got F3. We've got C5. So a lot of these people are crying for some reason.
Tears of joy, or yeah,
I guess. F1. Jellyman. Oh, KyngPin Creations.
Ilsa, it's funny you say Mike Myers from Halloween, because at one point last stream, do you not quickly just mock up a version and then just take it off again?
It was, I believe, for 8. No, it was A3 where I quickly mocked up.
Yeah, it was A3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How am I gonna play this? There's a very interesting way I can do things right now, but I don't know how much I want to give away.
Ooh.
Actually, it is dependent on what everyone picks, but I have a very good feeling I'm gonna know the result of this poll.
Oh, I know what you put in there. Yeah, I know what's going on. I figured it out now.
This will be fun.
All right.
This will be interesting.
This will be interesting. How much can people see? Yeah. So technically, this isn't a complete reveal, because eager-eyed viewers of the channel will know this already. I'm gonna go forward with it. Or do I not?
My question is how you're gonna do it from that specific angle. Because there's a very recognizable feature, but it's on the other side of the face.
Ooh, you bring up a good point.
Yeah, because this is to do with what you showed us the other day, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You bring up a
I figured it was that.
Why do they all have to be facing that direction?
Because that's how easy it was for them to draw them.
That's true.
And it's consistency, isn't it? If you want it the other direction. Well, you could just clone the layer and flip it the other way.
I was literally just about to do that. Just copy everything and flip it. Control-Shift-Alt-E.
Or just that one, just a square around that one completely and then flip it.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too, but then I just feel like it would look weird. Actually, flipping this all as a layer, because I never flipped any of these to check like the proportions and stuff. These all came out looking pretty good.
I expect the original one with the base emotions were flipped to make sure they're right before they were set in that layer.
That's true. Alright. I haven't actually... Remember, even if the drawing you are making looks bad, don't judge it until it's finished and perfect it as much as possible. And then, yeah, that's true. Trust the process is huge. That's happened a few times during videos. Especially the voice actor fusions, I think, would be the most trust the process that I've gone through.
I find the redraw ones, because sometimes when you're interpreting someone's redraw and you've got one angle for it as you're drawing it and you don't flip it, or you see the line art, you're not always sure you've done it any justice until you finish the process and you think, yeah, that actually came out not too bad. I quite like that. Yeah. There's more pressure on them as well because they're what people have submitted, and I know you're drawing it in your style, but it's also like, have I done a good enough job on this?
Yeah, that's true. Before I even started the redraws, I'm like, I'm so worried I'm not going to do them justice. But so far, people seem to like them.
Yeah, I think it's nice knowing that people who enter are probably people who like your channel and your artwork. That's why they enter, for you to draw it in that style and to be kind of get a mini shout out on your channel.
Yeah.
So, hey, King.
How's it going? I just saw you popped in. Also, Kaden King Nerd is here too.
Yeah, we got an extra on the channel.
Yeah.
While he's being super quiet and sneaky at the moment to make it feel like we're making it up.
Yeah, generally I'm just popping in with the occasional snide remark.
KyngPin, can I say something? I never thought you were going to do my character for the redraw, and I love what you did for the story. I love it your way you did for creatures. Thank you so much, Ark. I love the character you submitted because it was, first off, it was adorable, so fit the prompt to a T. And also, so a little bit of insight. The Escape from MSM Park was really the first time the different submissions fed into the story. Like when I did the Faking on as demons, 50 and 51 were just talking about them, so there was no real story to influence. But with this one, depending on who I picked, would kind of like determine the flow of the story, which was a lot harder than I was expecting. So it was a fun challenge to pick, like, okay, if I do this, and that, the story could go here, here, and here. But then this, and this is a plot hole here. But if I maybe choose this person's submission, then I can work around it. But then that leads to a plot hole here. It was really interesting. And everyone's submissions were so cool. I wish I could have thought of a way to work more in, or have the time to work more in. All right. I think I've stalled enough.
Okay.
But on the other hand, I have no idea how I'm going to do this still. Is there... Okay, I'll ask you two, since you know what I'm talking about. Do you think there's a better emotion that it would work for?
Which emotion are we using for it currently?
We're on A3 currently. I forgot about the...
E3.
E3. I was looking at that one too.
It's E3 or B2 might be the best ones.
Yeah.
Just because the fact that, regardless of the size, you've got quite a good turn on the face on those two.
Mm-hmm.
So I bet E3 is probably the best one to be able to do more of the face than, yeah.
The main issue is the whole lack of hands thing on the actual character.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Yeah, but you can get around that. It's got technically got arms.
Yeah. C1 could also
Try not to
work.
give too much away.
Yeah.
We're being very careful with our wording here.
Mm-hmm.
That or C3. If you zoom in on C3, maybe because the arms aren't even in the picture on that one, like with A3. So if you got C3 at the top.
Well, C3 is Dino Dude.
I think he meant C1.
Oh.
Oh, sorry, yes. C1.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was looking across the row and counting 1, 2, 3.
No, you're good. I agree. I think C1 would be the best. So.
Probably, yeah. Plus that exposes more of the face overall.
Yeah. So we'll put in a reserve depending on poll results.
I mean, there's no reason why, even if the poll is that for that one, you can't swap it to the other one because of the character that's won, and
I
then
feel like
do another
people
poll without it.
Yeah, I
That
kind
is
of feel like
true.
people more want the character rather than the character attached to a certain emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should I just make it a yes or no of should I draw X character then?
If it wins, just say if. Well, let's see what one wins first, and then ask the question afterwards.
Yes.
Because they might decide no, they don't want to see it.
That is
But we know
entirely
they
true.
would.
Next character. I'm not gonna tie it to a specific emotion. I'm just gonna say next character to draw.
I like Caden King's comment. No hands. It's an angry bird. Ben's doing angry bird noises.
Which four can we throw in here? I do like this suggestion. I'm gonna throw that one. Sneak him in there. And Nerd, I want you to choose. You've been writing them down, so I want you to choose who goes in the last spot.
Okay, what have you got so far?
I have
Other than the character.
Apple Flavors, Beast Reaper. That was one. Harmony from House on the Outlands. The special character, and then a blank fourth space.
Okay, so I have a feeling that no matter what I pick, it's not going to win due to a certain character being there. But I'm gonna say, looking off the list I have here, Godzilla.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you never know.
It's a pretty stacked list we have here, so it is possible that this poll goes so not the way I think it's gonna go, but let's find out.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm thinking with the King of Monsters in there, it might go the completely other way than what we're expecting.
Yep. Let's see. Poll begins in 3, 2, 1.
Bananas.
KyngPin, can I ask, did you have any trouble, and what were your thoughts on the power to only help good people. In terms of trouble for the design, none really. Just like basic anatomy things, which were pretty easy to figure out. And the power to help only good people was kind of really what determined where Katie's story is at least going to start and lead into. Because Katie was a very one-note character, and to be honest, a somewhat throwaway character when we did the My Singing Monsters congratulations video for Popcross. Yeah. And so bringing her back wasn't really on my mind when I first wrote that script. And so there wasn't really much to explore, or there wasn't much to go off of when I started writing Escape from MSM Park. And so that was a big, yours and Apple Flavors were a really big determining factor of what Katie's backstory and personality was. KyngPin, everyone who has seen the chaos will indeed need a boatload of therapy.
Yep.
Is this the last drawing of the episode? Most likely Sneaky Raptor Squad. If anything, it might be what we've done in the past where we can only get to like the basic outline of the character. And then we pick it up at the start of the next stream. I'm kind of hoping that's what we do for the reasons that will be revealed tomorrow. But once again, that all depends on the results of the poll. Hey, I was close with the bird part, and we all know Duck Scare is angry. It's possible, Caden King. Who's Duck Scare? Fazbear Entertainment. So basically what we've been doing for this series, if you've joined at any point, is I have a timer on my phone to like keep things moving. So like, oh, I'll leave up the poll for a certain amount of time before we see the final results and stuff like that. The problem is every time I've set a timer, I've forgotten I've set that timer. So when it goes off, it scares me and I jump. And it's set to the duck noise. And so the chat has deemed it as this character, or possible character to the overarching series on the channel called Duck Scare. And so ever since that happened, since like episode 3 or whatever, of this stream series, people have been clamoring for Duck Scare, or just basically saying Duck Scare whenever a timer goes off. And so this probably would have been better for a finale, I admit, but I'm basing it off of the suggestions you all have. And so we are now going to give Duck Scare, we're now going to be drawing Duck Scare soon.
To be fair, it is somewhat fitting that Duck Scare's canon design reveal is done in one of these live streams.
That does make sense. You're actually absolutely right. That makes a lot of sense. So, well, we'll see if that's what the people want. Which Duck Scare will happen in about 2 minutes. You know, I think I might submit to this month's community redraw because I think I have some ideas. Oh, awesome, Caden King. I can't wait to see them. I do love superheroes, supervillains, and apparently I have a love for fusing things, as seen by the monthly voice actor fusions. So I'm excited for this redraw. Don't really know what I'm going to do story-wise, if it'll relate to anything, but I think it's going to be more so similar to the voice actor fusions, where I take the stories of both and put them together. Awesome JJ Nightmare from Awesome JJ Ranger. Ah, come on!
Yeah, got ya. I don't even have to see the screen until like afterwards. I hear it on here and I just know exactly what's happening.
Yeah, we hear it on here and then we look over to live stream and see you just completely devastated over there.
I love the delay because we don't miss it.
Oh my gosh. I have to go back at some point, find whenever it happens, and see what it looks like from a third-person perspective.
Hilarious.
C2. It looks like C2.
C2. That's fair.
You do realise they just called what was going to happen. They just predict this poll was to predict the future, not to be a character. Sorry, guys.
What was that? What'd you say, Dempsey? Congratulations for the final create your own emotions chart. Ooh, that'd be cool. Character suggestion, KyngPin creations. Well, awesome, JJ Ranger. We've determined that C5 is going to be reserved for me. I don't know how that's going to go. Drawing people is still something I'm currently in the process of learning. But I'm excited. Also, why did we decide the crying one is going to be the one I draw myself in?
We know the pain you've had on this stream, or these streams.
That's true. All right, time to end the poll. And with over 50% of the votes, our winner is... What?
Quackers or Darkwing Duck.
Yeah, just draw a completely separate duck.
Yeah, just draw Darkwing Duck. It's a duck scare. You never said it would be the duck scare.
That would be so mean.
That would be
do it now,
horrible.
don't you?
Yeah.
Be honest, you're tempted to do that now, yeah? Just draw Darkwing Duck or something in there, or Scrooge McDuck.
All right, let's get going.
Cage and King's got it. Draw Duck Dodgers.
Oh, that's a good one.
Then says, we chose the crying one because you're crying tears of joy after the entirety of the emotion chart is done and being lifted off your shoulders.
All their tears because we tell them to do another chart and do it all over again.
I'll be honest, I'm not opposed to doing this again sometime in the future, just finding a way to make it take a little less long.
Set a 5-minute timer for each one. You've got to do a quick sketch version.
Ooh, that's not a bad idea. That'd be a fun challenge.
If you want to take longer, you can do a blindfold challenge.
Ooh.
I feel it's like Donald Duck now.
What?
It is Donald Duck.
It is not. It's a completely original character. Okay, I gotta hide the chart to see what this looks like. Oh, that's horrifying.
In the words of the great Donald Duck.
Just caught up to it on stream.
Yeah, that was terrifying.
And there we go. The official design of Duckscare. KyngPin, last Dempsey stream, we turned this whole chat into nothing but old shows, and it was beautiful. I was there. I wasn't typing, but I had the stream on in the background while I was while I was working on something, whatever it was. But I heard a bunch of them that made me go, "Oh boy, I'm old."
Yeah. I mean, I went to some of the ones that made people probably go, "What were those?" But I love the fact that Caden King, you knew some of the ones I was mentioning from before, and I was like, "Oh my god, yes, somebody knows them."
Yeah.
Tuff says, "Is that actually Duckscare?"
No, just them.
It's a duck to scare you.
Alright, for real this time. We have 30 minutes left in the stream, a little less because of art showcase, which, speaking of which, I'll probably, actually, I don't think anyone's done that yet, so I will do this. Art showcase for streams. Okay, so for those of you who are on the Discord, there is now a channel called Art Showcase for Streams that I will actually have to let you all be able to see, that you can now put your art in to be showcased on at the end of the stream. Emojis, stickers. No, not that one. Not. No, definitely not that one. No. Yes. I guess. Don't see the point of it, but sure. Yeah, that should be cool. Yeah, I guess so. Sure. And that one too. Cool. I do have a... Dempsey, do you find it annoying that you can that there's no, like, select all button when determining the rules for a channel?
Yeah. There is, but you've got to go into the permissions and that, and then you've got to set one up and set to everybody, and then tick them all, but I think you can kind of do it.
Okay. Because I know whenever...
like 4 options.
Yeah, that's true. Alright. Let me actually...
I'm assuming you're on about Discord with the permissions, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I find it annoying that you can't just clone permissions from an existing channel.
That too, yeah.
Maybe you can duplicate a channel and rename it as you duplicate it. Possibly. I've never tried it.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
I kind of want to have a look now.
Yeah. KyngPin, please be serious. KyngPin, wasn't A3 the replacement choice to complete row A? It was originally Benjamin Neal, but we've decided that because of this design, it would work better as the character that wound up winning the vote would work better here. Just for the sake of things, if you all want, we can just call this one reserved for Duckscare, and move back up to whatever I rolled last, A3. Or I can redesign Duck Scare, and then at the start of the next stream, we go back to rolling, starting with A3.
To answer your question, Kingpin, if you right-click on a channel that you've got the permissions you want and you duplicate, you can change the channel name and it will keep all the permissions of the previous channel.
Okay.
And then you hit OK. It doesn't even actually do permissions, so we both learned something new today.
Awesome.
We'll forget about it in future, but it's a good thing to know.
Yeah, definitely. All right. I see one vote for Do Duck Scare. Just put Awesome JG Nightmare in the channel. Awesome. Yeah. Wow. 3 posts already.
Wow.
A Freddy Fazbear suggestion for following the motion. All right. So, are we all in agreement to draw Duck Scare until the end of the stream?
I mean, I'm not sure if I get a say, but yes.
Anyone gets a say. I see another one. Another yes from Thunderbird. Another one from Ven. All right, I'm gonna do it.
It's your stream. Do as you please.
That is true. Okay, we got another. So we have. I think that's. Duducks 1, 2, 3. Nerd 4. We have 5 yeses. A do whatever you want from Dempsey, and then 1 no. Unfortunately, I feel like I have to go with majority rules here. Oh my god. I feel like it's easier if I don't use the reference. Oh my god, how am I going to do this? I don't know if I thought this through entirely.
That's why it's so entertaining for us.
How do you emote, Duck? How do you show emotions? Are you capable of emotions?
The eyes, it's that blank, terrifying stare that they do.
And maybe you can have its bill just like slightly hanging open.
Yeah.
And then you can do something with the eyes. Or
just do Donald or Daffy Duck where they've got that like slight little hole in the middle of that cartoony bill.
Yeah, that's what I'm shooting for. Just I don't know how well it's gonna turn out personally, but I say we try and trust the process. It's mixed with the human template underneath. This looks ridiculous.
Well, your first encounter's butchering it. Awesome.
Yep. Give Duck Scare button eyes, it'll make him scary. Ooh. Button eyes are indeed scary. Coraline. Whew. Episode 10, the epic reveal. Bow, 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 bow.
For the full reveal, please see episode 20.
We're going freehand now. That was a mistake.
I do think freehand might just be slightly better for this, because trying to put duck anatomy on top of a human anatomy template would be very Island of Dr. Mordro.
Yeah, I do. I do think it is, the human template is messing me up a little bit. Yeah, that looks better. And now that we know that the Photoshop content aware filter can take out the poses underneath, I'm not too worried about covering it with the drawing. Also put some teeth in Duck Scare's beak. Arc is waiting for my design to load. Them ducks get very scary this time of year. If this was a goose, I 100% would give it teeth.
Yeah, no, geese are terrifying.
I am not a fan of geese. There's a bunch near where I live, and I avoid driving that way because they're always crossing the road. I feel like, I don't know. There's some design elements of this that I feel like I might have I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll work it out. This is just an initial sketch. As someone who lives in the north, geese are terrifying. I think it would be funny if a show introduced the main character for an episode, but they just dipped the next and they became the main character in like season 3 or 5. That'd be cool. Like subvert expectations, but like, hey, you're following this character. Just kidding. Here's someone entirely different. I feel like I know a show that did that once. But now I can't remember. Yeah, it's not coming to me. But that does feel familiar. I don't want my teddy bears to protect you from your ideas. Who said it would be inside? I said on his duck bill to make him scarier. Also, imagine his eggs just producing SCPs. Oh, jeez. That is terrifying, Ben.
Apparently your chat just wants to turn this into an Eldritch Abomination.
Yeah. I guess...
And also British, apparently.
Dempsey, would you like to be the official voice of Duck Scare?
No, I think your alarm does it better. Just Dempsey, please say yes. Ben, how am I going to do it? It'll just be a really bad Donald Duck every 5 minutes. Or
Okay.
something like that.
Totally messed up the perspective there.
Fazbear, give it a buff body.
Oh. Just
The ideas are slowly getting more cursed and cursed as this goes on.
this indeed is.
You need to take all these suggestions, do a video, and just call it "How scary can we make a duck scare?"
That is true. I like these are all really, all like good ideas for like horror elements. And I really want to do a video on them like that. So I thought of this too late, because usually I start working on the next week's videos today and do it throughout the week. But I do want to do a video at some point where people send in just character descriptions, and I design characters based off of those.
I actually do some of that for like community redraws. I have an option where people can just send in descriptions of characters, and I draw based on that instead of just drawings themselves.
Oh, nice.
And those are always fun to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought about doing that on a couple, but I also quite like the idea of I was going to just get them to like designing the offspring of the narrators as like there's no like description, there's no nothing. Whatever they sent in, I get description of them or design. It's kind of a open-ended one as well, not based on description coming in, but just it's truly open-ended. It's not like there's anything you can really base it on.
Yeah.
Right. Is this right? I don't know if this is even right anymore. If anything, it's close enough. I zoomed out to just kind of get an idea of how it was gonna look. His head is significantly smaller than everything else on this chart.
That's why it looks amazing.
Alright, I might... Where are you in relation? Yeah, I'm gonna bring you up just a little. I'm gonna scale you up just a little bit. Make duck scares feathers out of ink. Okay. That's an interesting idea. I don't know how I would render that. Head shines, spider legs. Unfortunately, the emotion chart only goes to the upper body, so anything lower than that won't even be shown here at all, unfortunately. It's just kind of going to be the top half of it. And then just a cut off here. Yeah, that looks about right. Yeah, Duck Scare's description is scattered in the chat. It would be really fun to like, because if it wasn't apparently obvious, I do have a design in mind that I'm going off of, but definitely like just picking up different design attributes from the chat. Well, okay, here's more onto that. I didn't expect this to take as long as it has been, this particular series, but another idea alongside this that I really wanted to test out for a stream was very similar to what's happening now. So the chat will give different design elements, suggest different design elements, and then I design a character based off of that. So, for example, it's like, oh, duck scare, spider legs from one person, ink feathers from someone else, and then combine all of that into a character. It was originally going to be the same concept as this, where I take suggestions, put them in a poll, and we vote on it. But honestly, I don't know if I can do all that duck scare again. Also, gears are really hard to draw.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also the angle of drawing them as well.
That's true.
I feel you need like a line diagonally from where it links on the back down to the front a little bit, or an emphasis on the wing or something to make that gear seem more like it's along the back, if that makes sense, or to skew it just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
It just looks like unless it's designed to be on a separate angle to what it's hard to explain because the perspective is obviously a bit of a weird one at that angle.
Yeah.
I also feel like with the way the shoulder is hitting, there should be at least some part of the wing that we see.
Yeah. No, I think like down here, at least what I'm envisioning is like the wing is here and then gets cut off. Because I also have to think about this not in human proportions. Ducks are much shorter than humans, so like although it's only goes up to the forearms on this character, that doesn't translate to the duck. It goes you would see most of its body, just not all of it. Oh, it looks awesome. Real quick, I think we have about 10 minutes left in the stream. Let me actually see how many art showcases we have. Wow. Wow, that's a lot. That's awesome.
Yeah, I dropped one for me in there, but you don't have to show it. I just dropped it in to show what I've been working on, but it's fine not to show it because it's not actually my original character as such.
Yeah, wait, let me take a look. Is it just... Oh, okay, I see. I only saw the link you put, but I see the...
Yeah, it might show a link, but there's an actual screenshot with it.
Yeah, I see.
I said to Ben what the link of who the original artist is, who I'm basing it from for a case study, but I've dropped that in there just to, show this is what I'm working on.
All right, cool. In that case, we'll leave this here. We'll finish Duck Scare at the start of next stream. I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick before we do the art showcase. Do you two want to just talk to the stream, or should I put it on the "We'll be right back" screen?
What do the chat want to do? Do they want to ask us questions, or would they like to be right back?
Yeah, if the chat wants to like interview us or something real quick.
Well, I already see.
It looks like some questions have already started.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Tough. That kind of defeats the object of offspring, but I don't mind you doing it as a bit of fan art on the Discord, unless the wife's with the child, if that makes sense. But the idea is to do an offspring, like a child of the character. Oh wow, I'm getting lots of questions here. Right, hang on. Maybe you should be right back. Ark says, I will ask Dempsey, who is your favourite show from your past? My favourite show from my past? Guyver. There's the one that first got me into manga and anime, so Guyver by Booster Armor.
Okay, and here's one for me. A nerd, what would types of music genres would you assign your OCs? That's a good question. Truthfully, haven't thought much about that. I don't really listen to that much music. Dino Dude would probably listen to like some weird retro 1920s jazz stuff, just because. And some of the like Van Helsing and Doltagon probably wouldn't listen to anything modern due to the fact that they're Middle Ages and 1800s. And those are the main three ones I've got so far.
Yeah, I think I've had that question a few times. I'm like, I don't know the answer to that one. It's on my narrator list now, and I still don't know. I still haven't filled it out on any of them. Ark says, where can I see all your characters? Ark, I'm going to be making a reference channel shortly and uploading them all onto it on the Discord, so people will be able to get that, or I'll do a Google Drive link or something for that, and because people need that for the offspring. You got two questions now, Nerd.
Yeah. Question for Nerd Comic: who would you say is your favorite narrator to do? Performance-wise, probably I enjoy doing Dino Dude the most, because I get to do a lot of fourth wall breaking and some improv, but mostly a lot of cynicism, which I like to perform as. And then from Tough, Nerd, will we get more allies for Van Helsing? Yes, eventually. I am very much building up to that. And then another one for me. Nerd, fuse your characters with fuse your characters with horror video game characters. Don't know if I'll do that, but that is a decent idea. And then this one's for both of us from Caden King. Have either of y'all ever seen the show Supernatural? Yes, I have seen that. It's a very good show, actually.
Dempsey, put your characters into Resident Evil. Maybe. I will see about that. I do like Resident Evil, so that could be a potential video in the future. And another question for us both. Which character from My Hero Academia would you say is your favourite or consider relatable? I like Deku, but not because he's the main character, just because his storyline of his whole backstory seems more relatable to me, if that makes sense.
I haven't really watched My Hero Academia, but from what I've gotten off of the vibes and what few things I've heard, probably the Frog Lady. I don't know her name.
Sue.
Suyu, yeah.
They call her Sue, but yeah. As in TSU.
Yeah. And then Nerd, will you be cooking up any more narrators? Probably not for a little bit. I'm trying to establish the ones I have currently. I might introduce some new ones later down the line, but I don't have any plans currently.
Yeah, that is the bit of the struggle, at least. I don't know about struggle, but the thing for me at the moment is like, I have ideas for characters and I want to implement new things, but at the same time I don't want to overwhelm people with, hey, here's this character that you possibly well, that you know nothing about because it's not based off of any pre-existing IP. But at the same time, I'm like, I really like doing this. I want to do it more.
Yeah, it's difficult coming up with a new narrator, even on a subject matter that's not heavily based on someone knows that's popular or something, or on something another channel's done. Even though your characters have got different personalities, different like adventures and stuff, the fact that they're in the same categorization or I don't know, profession means that they're always compared to others. If that makes sense. Like Nexon and Benny Sharp are always going to be compared to each other. Not only because I kind of made it, but they're both mech armors, same as Dino Dynaclaw and Champagne McGregor. Because everybody knows Popcross, everybody knows me. So it's kind of hard getting a unique character in there that's just for you.
Right.
But that won't stop me doing them.
Yeah, of course. Alright. Just gathering up the art.
Inkman Studios has a question for all three of us. Any thoughts on Zenla's Zone Zero? Never even heard of it before, but I'll have to have a look at it. It's
Yeah, I don't think I've heard of that one.
Yeah, me neither, honestly.
It's a free-to-play action game, role-playing game developed. Is it somewhat similar to like a role-playing, like a game that you played similar to like Genshin and stuff by the looks of the pictures? I've never heard of it before, but I'm now looking into it, and some of the character designs are really cool. Oh, wait, no, I've seen the trailer for this. I've never played it, because I remember that gun guy from the trailer, that guy with the mask and the guns that talk to him.
Oh, okay.
So I've seen the trailer for this game, but
Yes.
I've never played it.
Oh, it's that one. I've seen that trailer.
Yeah, that one guy, you see the guy with the red jacket and the gun, you're like, oh, we've seen that trailer. It looks cool. That's as far as we get. It looks cool.
And to be fair, trailer where a guy talks to guns is a very niche thing to exist.
Yes.
I mean, isn't that just Deadpool?
No, he talks to his guns and the entire multiverse.
True.
I'm so looking forward to that movie when it comes out.
Yeah. I haven't gotten tickets yet, but I know I need to.
Oh, I've got tickets ready for it. As soon as it comes out, I'm going.
I gotta think of something for that, because I know that'll be a big one. So any video on that would probably do well.
Yeah, I'm still working on that as well.
Okay. Sorry, taking a little longer than I wanted to. Trying out something a little different for the art showcase today. Instead of copying them all into Photoshop, I'm going to pull them up on browser. So it's just taking a second. But
You know what you could have done?
what?
If you get the window working, you could download them all locally onto your machine, highlight them all, open them up with preview, so the preview app's open, and then just push the up and down arrows, or the left and right arrows to slide through them all.
That could have worked.
I'm just thinking about that. That would have been a really easy way of doing it if it's got the ability to do the left and right stuff.
Yeah.
But
I'm always just worried about space on my computer because it is not something I have much to spare of. So depending on how many we get, I wouldn't know if it would have been able to hold it all.
that is a good point.
I am that low on space. It is a problem.
Yeah, I'm so low on storage that every time I finish recording something for a drawing, I have to go in and delete almost everything.
If you guys want a slightly cheap solution for storage, because we're talking about this on the vidIQ stage Friday night, when you get a hard drive, like a 1 terabyte one summer or 2 terabyte, don't get a SSD hard drive, get a SATA hard drive, one of the older ones, because they're perfect for just storing stuff on. They're more reliable than SSD hard drives, and they last almost forever. The old SATA ones. The ones with the spinny disc on the inside.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless you got like 15 years worth of videos and then you need a 64 terabyte RAID server like one of the guys on there, and we were just like, what?
Wait, 64 terabytes?
Yeah, he had 15 years of travel videos. It's like 64 terabytes. We're like, what? He goes, yeah, I just bought a RAID server for about $3 to $4 grand. It's like, are you kidding me? Because he does traveling and that. He just keeps all the old videos in case the landscape changes and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow. But he's also got like a load of family history videos and stuff on there. But he just had to upgrade to a 64 terabyte RAID server for his stuff. I'm like, damn.
Wow.
Look, that's insane.
I think the one I have is like 1 terabyte.
Yeah, I've got 1 terabyte,
Or
but
15.
in our case, it makes sense to we keep them for 6 months to a year, depending till the hard drive gets filled up, and then recycle it because we're going to make a new video on Summit. We redraw the artwork anyway,
Right.
and it's on YouTube. You don't need to keep, unless you want to. You don't need to keep a full archive.
Yeah, I am so paranoid about deleting things.
Yeah, I used to be, but at the end of the day, because I only got 1 terabyte hard drive to back up to, I'm like, well, if that's getting full, I have to just delete the odd stuff and go with it.
Yeah. All right. So, I'm seeing that Nerd's battery, Ark's battery is going to die soon. So, not adaptation. Sorry, Nerd, I almost stole your stuff. Artist showcase.
Great, now I have to sue you.
Ah.
Yeah, I don't have the money for our lawyer stuff.
Oh, nope.
It's
don't
on
have
a
it.
live stream. That's all the evidence you need, unless he clips this part out.
Quick!
A stream ends. There's a big chunk missing out in the middle. What? This whole conversation's gone, and the fact goes, yeah. In a minute, he's going to go right. Artist showcase, and that's going to be his cue where to clip it at the end to where it go back a little bit.
Though with how long YouTube takes to process a video edited in its editor, you have enough time to clip it yourself.
Don't tell him that.
All right, so let's start off with the artist showcase. First up, we have Ven, who came in with 3 different drawings, all from the same character. So we've got the full body of, let me see if this has a name to it. Took a while, but here's my fried fish Cercephalum. I think I said that right. I apologize if I didn't. If he were given a voice claim, it would be KyngPin's. Unfortunately, I'm not entirely sure what that last sentence means. And then there's a third one here, which I'm assuming is the character without the helmet, right, Ven? Because it's this, and this. All in one, which I really love. First off, coloring looks great. Texturing and the design overall, I like the scuba aesthetic as a whole.
It's got that vibe of what is it? 80,000 leagues under the 20,000 leagues under the sea or something. The whole Captain Nemo.
Yeah.
Almost like their diving suit stuff. Which is really cool because it's got the nostalgic feel, but also that rather cool, old-fashioned but stylized suit, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I especially like the way everything is textured and rendered. Like you can really tell what's metal, what's fabric, what's fish, etc.
Yeah. I do want to draw specific attention to the chains because I don't know if these were hand-drawn or if they're a brush. But chains are hard to draw to get like that whole link. But these are fully like they have weight to them. You can tell they're strained just by the way they connect, and with the lighting and everything too on them, looks really good. So major props for putting in the detail for the chains, because I always know that's whether it was hand-drawn or a brush, like...
The brush, by the looks of things.
Yeah.
Fence, but I used a brush. It was a last-second decision by my cousin.
It looks really good either way, because, like, a brush too, but, like, a brush is not going to simulate the tension of the chains. It'll only get the pattern down for you. And you used it in such a way where you can tell that it is, I guess taut is the right word, between the base of the anchor and, air quotes, the handle. So, major props on all of it. And then next up, we have, who do we have next? I believe it's, I think I went in order. Yes, next up is Awesome Nightmare Ranger by Awesome JJ Ranger. And, well, there's no word that better describes this than Nightmare. It is a very sufficiently creepy rendition of your avatar, Awesome JJ Ranger. Oh, Awesome JJ Nightmare. I apologize. I totally messed it up. But sorry, naming aside, it is still a very good rendition, Nightmare adaptation of your avatar, especially because the proportions have that your proportions are unnatural, but they're not unnatural in a way that makes it look weird, if that makes any sense. Also, thank you for letting me know that I messed up the layering on this, and the chat and everything was not showing. Thank you, Ark. I think that was Ark. Yeah.
This very much looks like one of like an old creepypasta sort of thing.
Yeah, I can see it.
Really good. And also the pose is very creepy, like it's slowly walking towards you. Mm-hmm. Reminds me a lot of like old slasher movies and such.
I have the feeling of like there's an old David Tennant Doctor Who episode where the scarecrows come to life and they're just like drones, but it's got that feel. If you put some straw coming out the neck and you just have it, because it's got almost that faceless expression, but also it's enough to be like just creepy. It just gives me that vibe. You put a bit of straw coming out of its neck, and then yeah, you probably would have the scarecrow version without straw all over it. It's quite, yeah, it gives the whole feel of the looking straight at you, but in a sinister way.
Yeah. I also really like with the eyes, like the big empty eyes with just like the tiny, sometimes glowing pupils. Like that's always good for like unsettling drawings. And then next up we have from Underwater Wings 103 from the Discord. Sorry, okay. I thought, because we got a new addition to the Discord today, I didn't know who it was. But next up we have this with This Is What I've Been Working On. First off, colors. Colors are really good. You have I'm noticing two main colors, blue and orange, which are contrasting colors. So you did a very good job, like having, which I'm assuming this is part of the subject here, standing out from the background of the piece, along with this this white subject here also stands out. So number one, your contrast is very good. I really like the composition of everything too. Like it all flows down nicely. Like you have the clouds bleeding into the tentacle. I'm assuming it's a tentacle, but this here leads down into this arm here, which leads down into this, and then comes down to the orange. So you're leading the viewer's eye down the piece so they can observe everything, which works out really nice. Because I'll admit, composition for me is a bit of still learning area.
I think composition's the hardest thing to learn, but when you get it right, it works. It's the thought in the artwork of drawing your eye to a specific point, whether something's more detailed than the rest, or in this case, a brighter color down at the bottom compared to the top.
Right.
It's still very hard to draw the eye where you want, or work your way around the piece with the design and the colors to then take you round and all the way back to the original starting point. But yeah, it's got quite a nice composition for you to actually, you notice the white bit at the top first, and then you're drawn straight down to the orange at the bottom, which works quite nice.
Yeah, exactly. All right, and then next up we have Fazbear Entertainment, who drew in OC. And this goes back to something we were talking about earlier in the stream. The detail in this is amazing. And additionally, the fur rendering is amazing. Because line art with fur, which I notice in my videos and just in my experience in art overall, drawing line art for fur can very easily get too complicated and too messy. And it could almost look kind of unplanned, for lack of a better word. But here, you have the main lines with little tufts sticking out every so often, still giving the impression of fur, but not in a way that makes it feel unplanned per se. What I'm trying to say is the way you decided to line art your fur makes it feel very meticulous and very planned, and it really aids into the piece. And then, of course, going off that, sorry, water break. Going off that, the outfit, just the outfit overall, I really like. The hat here, these look like gloves, like the arm gloves that go up to like the elbow, and this whole thing. I don't know if this is exactly what you were going for, Fazbear Entertainment, but I'm getting somewhat steampunk vibes from it, just a little bit, and I really like that.
I really like the way you did like the degenerated legs on it, with like the knees bent backward and such.
Yeah.
Especially doing that with something bipedal, it can be very hard to get right. So props to you for that.
Definitely. Especially with this leg in particular, the one that's dead on with the camera, so you wouldn't fully be able to see it go backwards. Like when it's a 3/4 or a side view, like that's easy to tell that it goes this way and then down. But if you're staring directly on it, you might not get that same feeling, and yet you did it in a way that you can tell it's bent backwards. And then next up, we have Tuff, who sent in, was going to send in a Dempsey vs. Popcross characters drawing. Was going to send in a Dempsey vs. Popcross characters drawing, but not finished, so here's something else. They will probably be a duo for a fantasy narrator of mine. And that's this one here. And also, once again, with the underwater theme, you used perfect colors in order to represent that. Symbol means he has the power to control weather. That's also, first off, that's really cool, and also a very useful ability for somebody who loves to surf. I love the design details, the fish elements, and once again, talking about the contrast, we have blue skin with orange esque shorts, creating a contrast between the character and their clothing, which turned out really well. And also the webbing is really good here. The webbing, the muscles, the gills, like you implemented a lot of cool elements and you did them in a very nice way.
I like the details on the shorts as well, because unless they're these, they look like sea creatures, like turtles.
I was going to say they seem like
things.
turtles.
Yeah, that's quite a nice touch. Gives the whole vibe for the whole sea and ocean feel.
Yeah. And because it's it's not like pure orange, it's more of an orange reddish kind of color. There's another set of contrast between the green of it and then the orange reddish of the shorts.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great work. And then next up, I'm not sure. This is my current work in progress for a personal learning, even though I might take a character on this. Geez, I'm trying to be funny. I totally butchered that sentence. My current work in progress for my personal learning, even though I might make a character based on this pose. Based on this, the pose and 90% of the design are not mine, just learning and sharing. There we go. Jeez. This is Dempsey's submission. But 100% I agree, the pose is really cool. And
yeah, so
yeah, if you want to talk about it, go ahead.
Yeah, so this is just the work in progress I'm doing based on a couple of characters merged from the artist that I mentioned earlier, that Kyngpincreationsredraw illustration making channel. And because this is kind of like a case study, obviously I'm giving reference to the person who I'm not claiming any of it is mine, it's just learning line art and stuff in the poses. But it's just it's just one of those ones where they do some amazing art and sped up and stuff. But it's just one of those things where I just want to drop it in just to show that, even if you think we're amazing artists, we're still learning like you guys are.
I have to say, I do really like it. I know you were talking about hair, how you're trying to do better on that. I really like the hair here, especially like the top part here looks good, but you also can get the flowing sense of it, like all the way back here and stuff. It turned out really good.
Yeah, I tried to add the extra elements to the original pose from one of the videos, the character design. So I've added kind of like a tail behind the scenes, the horns and the top bit instead of like almost like wolf or cat ears, and then hair flowing longer from the kind of like almost like the ponytail effect at the back by the hand, which you can't really see very well, but by the hand that's opened at the top, there's a little bit of like a braided bandaged tied effect.
Yeah, I
before it comes down and flows behind the character.
Yeah, right here.
But yeah, this was just to push like pose and understanding of the line weights stuff and the line art and then the shading and that up. But it's taken a while to get to this stage, even doing a case study of it. But yeah, I highly recommend checking this artist out, because even if it's their sped up processes, you could learn a lot.
I did drop a link to it in the chat, so if any of you want to check it out. And for those of you on the Discord, it's also within the Art Showcase for Stream channel, just a little ways up.
Yeah, if you do any case study stuff or references based on someone's art and it's heavily done, or even if it's just you're taking someone's design and tweaking it to your own, be sure to give a reference out there and credit to the original artist, just as a tip going forwards for anybody.
Yeah.
Because it's the right thing to do.
Indeed. And then next up, Dempsey, remind me again, what was the prompt we gave Ark for this stream?
It was something to do with a panini monster, or panini or something, like a panini monster, because Ark wanted to know what a panini was and what to draw, so I just said just do a panini monster or some panini creature-wise. So I think we've gone with that for us.
Gotcha. And that's what we have up next. We have Ark, who, over the course of this stream, designed the Panini monster. And may I just say, first off, the first thing I noticed, you use the olives as the eyes, which is super creative.
That's quite cool.
Now, KyngPin, please don't judge me. This is the first time drawing a sandwich. No, Ark, it looks awesome. I'm not.
You've even...
Go ahead.
Sorry, go on.
No, you first.
I was gonna say you even got the the grilled lines from the panini where it's pressed down across the top, like the pattern on the type of bread and stuff, which is great. And then I love the fact you've got the rows of the monstrous teeth, and then the filling on the inside's making like the mouth and the tongue, and making it look like almost like they're snakes or lizards, which is really, really impressive considering it was a panini.
A little bit, yeah.
Great, and now I'm hungry. Great, and now I'm hungry for paninis.
Me too. I am on the bright side, I am going to eat after this, so. But no, overall it looks great. I don't know enough about paninis to like say which kind of panini I think this is. The only, oh gosh, what is it? It's called like a chicken. I think it's just like a chicken pesto panini. But yeah, this does look very delicious. And I love the environment too. You have like other, I'm forgetting the name of it. Like platelary is not the right word.
You gotta have a cutlery and plates, and or you gotta have a.
I can't. I see it's a bowl, but I can't think of the general term for what they're called. Oh, china. I believe it's called like china, but I don't know if that refers to fancy dishes.
That's fancy type of certain dishes.
It is, isn't it?
Cutlery, not platelary. It could be not plattery. No. Basically you've got other elements in to set the scene on the table and stuff.
Yeah, and all the scratches and stuff on the table as well is really good. Adds a lot of detail.
I also love the way you added your signature in with the scratches. Ark's been sat there waiting to survive the panini monster, and marking off the days it looks like, and leaving it Ark was here.
And then, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, last but not least, we have character submissions from Caden King. Here are the SCP doctors I've done for the story so far. Here are the SCP doctors I've done so far. I've done for a story I'm planning. We have Dr. Alto Clef, this one right here. Dr. Alto Cleft. This one, Dr. Charles Gears. This next one, Dr. Benjamin Kondraki or Kondraki. I'm not entirely sure how I would pronounce that. That's this one with the green shirt. Dr. Iceberg here. I'm just going to jump in right now. Blue for Dr. Iceberg. Good connection between name and design. And finally, and my original, Dr. Jordan Riley. I'm going to try and figure out a way to display all of these at once. I
kind of feel Dr. Iceberg should have been either made of ice, being an SCP doctor, or had a miniature iceberg model or something to play around with in his hands.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That'd have been quite cool.
Yeah.
But he's got a quite cool design.
Oh, definitely. I'm trying to... This is like a game of Tetris right now. I'm trying to fit them all on the screen.
Also, you've had a preview of KyngPin bloopers when he tries to say a sentence and can't get it right. Live today, quota 2024. It's fine. I can't even talk in my streams half the time, so you know I'm one to talk. But yeah,
if you knew how much I ended up cutting out in my videos because I can't say the words right, it's insane.
Yeah, I know exactly how you feel in some of mine. it's a simple sentence, and you start saying it, and you're like, yeah, I've got this in my head. I've said it perfectly 20 times, and you got to say it, and the 50 times you mess up.
Yeah.
2 words that aren't even a difficult word in the sentence. It's normal words. It's like, so sometimes you're like, so.
And like I would say, it's just like, oh, it's when I'm doing voices that it's harder to do. Like, if you've seen the Monster Prom stuff on boss level, it's just like, oh, I'm doing this funny voice, and it makes it hard to read. No, even in my normal voice, I can't say things. A bunch of the pictures I've seen for Dr. Iceberg, he usually has a Molotov cocktail. So
that seems counterproductive.
So I'm not very privy to the SCP, so I didn't know there were like a whole bunch of different like established characters in SCP lore, like outside of the SCPs. So it's always fun to see people design those characters. Like Dr. Iceberg is a different take on what anyone else's Dr. Iceberg would look like, which I think is really cool. Oh, Dr. Iceberg is being covered up by the stream chat, I just realized. Nerd, were you saying something? I think I cut you off by accident.
No, I wasn't saying anything.
Okay. But yeah, overall, just amazing designs all around. So, alto clef music. I see the guitar. That's once again, Caden King. You have really good. I don't know if there's an actual word for it, but like name design correlation, like alto clef, music based, iceberg blue. Dr. Charles Gears, is this one? Yeah, you have like some sort of like machinery stuff here. I don't know Benjamin Cohn or Kondraki, so I'm not entirely sure, but it's still a really good character design nonetheless. So
the other thing I like that he's done is consistency in like the outfits. So, you know, they've all got like the Doctor lab coat on, but where they've got the logos, even if they're on different parts, and they're all differently drawn on different pieces, they are very consistent, which is hard to do. Even if you draw digitally and you go to drop something in, just you've got save, drop it on top of a new layer and place it somewhere. You know, so that's quite nice to see. And there's a whole, you can tell they're from the same group or same organization, even if they don't have the logo because it's covered up by like the straps of the guitar. If you put them next to each other, you can clearly see they all work for the same place. There's a lot of consistency between all the designs, and enough of it to say, okay, they could be people from the same organization, which is really tricky to do.
Yeah, definitely. And small correction, Caden King said it's a ukulele, not a guitar, which I should have known had I just looked that there are only 4 strings, not 6. My apologies.
It's the light version of a guitar.
Yeah.
Ukulele, aka guitar light.
Well, that's a good way to get killed by ukulele players.
That was all Dempsey.
Okay.
I take no. I am in no way affiliated with any of these opinions.
Hey, I'm just cracking a joke. If they can't find the humor in it, then they don't deserve to be ukulele players.
All right, and that wraps it up for the artist showcase, and I think the stream as a whole. Thank you all so much for joining today. Thank you also to I almost mixed up your names. Nerd and Dempsey for joining me today. I know I'm bad at
Thanks for
planning.
having us.
Yeah, no problem. I apologize for being very bad at planning things in advance.
Yeah, 10 minutes before the stream. Guys, I've set up a chat if you want to join.
Well, okay. In my defense, I was going to do it before, but apparently you have to be friends with people on Discord in order to make a group DM, and I realized I wasn't friends with either of you.
It's a good job I accepted the friends request then, isn't it?
Yeah.
This stream could have started very differently. I was going to have Dempsey and Nerd here, but apparently we're not friends.
But thank you all so much. Next week we'll pick it up and finish Duck Scare's design. But in the meantime, I hope... Oh, actually, I almost totally forgot. Nerd told me something last week about upload time. So tomorrow, the video is actually going to come out an hour earlier than usual. So instead of 5 p.m. Eastern Time, the video for Monday is going to be 4 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm just going to test out how it works, and then we'll determine when videos come out then. But yeah, excited for tomorrow's video, and I hope you all are too. There might be something kind of special in it.
So the message here is turn on notifications and all, and make sure that bell button's on, or you're gonna miss the something special.
Oh, that too. Yeah, do that. All right. Take care, everybody.